You can measure the size of an elephant. You can clock the speed of a cheetah, but you can't quantify the heart of a kings, queens, and in-betweens. Welcome to Dr. Boxing Talk. Stream starts now.
The champ is here! 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 The champ is here!
If I tell you I'm good, probably you will say I'm boasting. If I tell you I'm no good, you know one line.
Yo, 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 yo. What it do, what it do, what it do. On this nice Wednesday morning. Appreciate you coming through. Boy, they don't like sending out your boy notifications, huh? I know. That's why you got to be locked in on the Discord, man. The Discord, we get the notifications out. You see what I'm saying? In a timely fashion. YouTube be hating. It's all good. We're going to go regardless. You know what I'm talking about? Ladies and gentlemen, brethren and sisters and boys and girls, hermanos, mi hermanas, ladies and lads, dudes and dudettes, kings and queens and everything in between. Y'all know what time it is. The doctor's in the house. Oh, that's a little loud. Hold on, let me check this. Let me check the sound. Hold on. Oh, it's a little loud on my end. I guess it's just me then. Yep. We are here. We are here on this Wednesday morning. Look at my camera messed up, man. Hold on, man. What's going on, man? What's going on, man? They tried to mess up the setup, man. You feel me? We good though now, man. But yeah, we have some things to talk about this morning, man. We have a couple new developments. Some that I'm not too fond of, you know, some that I'm not too fond of at the lower weight divisions. I know a lot of people don't pay attention, but you know, we do. And Bam Rodriguez just kind of got some news that's not too advantageous for his aspirations of achieving undisputed at 115. I say that, you know. It's not really I mean, it's not terrible news, but it's not the best of news. And it's coming from the IBF, just to give you a hint. We also have some things to talk about as far as what Bill Haney aspires to do, you know, for his son Devin Haney's future as far as his next opponent. And then we also have some information regarding another one of his potential opponents, you know, that'd be Ryan Garcia. But before we get to all that good stuff at Bonbons, you know, we got to say our prayer, you know, and thank the Most High like we always do. Hopefully you already did, but let's do it again. So please join me and bow your heads. Dear Heavenly Father, Lord, we thank you on this wonderful Wednesday. We thank you for letting us make this day, letting us make it to another day. And for all the blessings we receive, Lord. And we just want to be reminded to look up towards you, no matter if we're at the peak of the mountain or at the bottom of the valley. We just know that you'll get us through any situation. If we're in a good situation, you only through your strength will that continue. And if we're in a bad situation, only through your strength will that develop into a good one. And a lot of times, we want to ask you for wisdom, because a lot of times we see situations and we see with our own sight, with our own eyesight. And if we walk by that, then we are limited. But if we walk by faith, then we are unlimited in our thoughts and our efforts and what we could bring into fruition in our actions and aspirations and dreams and everything. So we just want to walk by faith and know that you will lead us to prosperity and not to pain. You'll lead us to our purpose and glory, and not through sufferings, and not to suffering. So we thank you, Lord, for your blessings. We thank you for your kindness. And we ask that you continue to bless us throughout the rest of our days. Through Jesus' name, amen. Amen, amen. Let's get it, man. So let's talk about this. Man. We got some things to talk about. So we're going to start off with the lower weight division before we get to the main topic. We're going to start off with Bam Rodriguez, man. Mr. Jesse Bam Rodriguez, man. Shout out to him. He just beat the undefeated Argentine Fernando Puma Martinez. And I'm talking about the knockout was fire. Lot of mercy, like, bro, I'm talking about he laid Fernando Puma Martinez right on his back. He said, I couldn't take no more. You know what I'm saying? No mas. And shout out to Puma Martinez. He put up a valiant effort, but he was just outmatched. He was just outclassed, and outgunned. Puma Martinez is a little awkward with his style, but you could see that he was getting hurt, and he was. It became a war of attrition on his part. Bam Rodriguez seemed very poised, very composed, and he was very sharp. And he was taking some blows too. It was a tough fight, but it was definitely tougher for his opponent. So shout out to Bam Rodriguez, man, and congratulations to the Rodriguez family again. Welcome in a child. I believe it was a boy, but I'm not sure. I believe it was a boy. But yeah, man, he's doing his thing, and one more belt. Now he has 3 of the belts, right? 3 of the 4 major belts. He has a WBC, the green belt. He has He has a WBO, the red and blue belt. You feel me? He has a WBA, the black belt. He's just missing the red belt, the IBF, and that's held by Welterweight Garcia, who has a fight coming up in December, right? Welterweight Garcia is scheduled to fight Kenshiro Taraji, who's moving up from 112 to 115 after losing to Ricardo Sandoval, right? So the amazing boy, who I think is going to beat Welterweight Garcia, no guarantee, but I favor him to win. It's going to be a good fight, and ideally Bam Rodriguez would get the winner to determine undisputed. Right? Because there's only one more belt. Well, not so fast. According to Team Andrew Maloney, who is ranked number 1 in the IBF, he said, hey, Andrew Maloney and his manager, Tony Tosh, they said, nah, man. Our Aussie brother said, nah, man, I'm not going. I'm not taking step aside money. I'm not, I'm not going to be no consolation prize. I'm not moving to the side for nobody. I want my title opportunity next. And I mean, that's dope, right? Shout out to the IBF and President Daryl Peoples. They always give people the appropriate opportunity that they deserve through merit, through the ranking. So you got to respect it. I always respect it. But, and this is what I be talking about when I say sometimes the IBF kind of drops the ball too, because ain't no way we want to see Andrew Maloney get a title opportunity against the winner of Welterweight Garcia and Kenshiro Taraji, if that means stopping Bam Rodriguez from attempting undisputed glory. Like, what are we doing, man? I don't care who's a mandatory. And it's so crazy because not only is Andrew Maloney already coming off of a title shot, essentially, he is not really the mandatory, right? Because IBF usually have vacant spots. Well, the number 1 and number 2 spot are vacant. Andrew Maloney's ranked number 3 right now. Now, of course, he's still the next in line, but he's not even really bona fide number 1. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, man, just move out the way, bro, just for a little bit. Like, you already got, bro, you just coming off of a title. You just lost your interim WBC title. You just lost your interim WBC title to Pedro Guevara. And then immediately after Pedro Guevara beat you, he went and fought Bam Rodriguez, and Bam Rodriguez beat him. That was on the Jerome Bootsinis Karen undercard, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. My memory serves me correctly. So, like, the guy that beat you and took your interim belt, he went and lost to Bam Rodriguez, the same guy that we're about to interrupt right now. So, this is where, it kind of gets a little shaky, man. I hope he takes a step aside money, or I'm going to call Junto to go knock him out again. You know what I'm talking about? No, I'm just joking. Like I said, I can't be mad at him because he deserves it. technically, but it's like, bro, that's one thing about the little weights. I talk about this all the time. The little weights, the title opportunities come so quickly and so often. It's like, yeah, Andrew Bologna, if this was his first title shot or something like that, then I get it. But he's not too far removed. Now I know he had 2 fights after losing to Pedro Guevara. I don't remember their names, but that's the point. I don't remember their names. So it's not like he went and beat somebody that was like a bona fide contender and he beat them twice. I mean, he beat 2 different people and he really deserves a title shot. Nah, man, you just there because ain't nobody else for them to put up. You see what I'm saying? And so I don't know, man. I kind of, I don't like it. But that doesn't mean that it's the end of the road, right? That doesn't mean that they won't be convinced to take some step aside money and be compensated for moving to the side a little bit. But I just wish that the Maloney, yeah, man, Andrew Maloney, nah, bro, you gotta relax, bro. You know, like get the freak out of here, man. Don't stop this undisputed glory and then just fight Bam Rodriguez, or be in a position to fight for a vacant belt if Bam Rodriguez decides to move up. And so, and this is the crazy part too. Robert Garcia, who's Robert Garcia, who is Bam Rodriguez's trainer, he responded and said, hey, if Team Maloney doesn't want to step aside, then we're going to go up to 118. Now, I will say this. Robert Garcia saying that is like, I mean, it doesn't really mean, but I mean, it shows us what the mentality is that Bam Rodriguez will move on. But you're not really in a position to threaten the Maloneys, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, so just move up. I mean, that's what you want to do. Move up. You know what I'm saying? If you can be patient, just be patient. You see what I'm saying? So, I while I don't like it, at the same time, I don't think Robert Garcia is really in a position to be like, oh yeah, I'll just move up to 118. Okay, move up to 118 then. You know, that's not going to, why would that stop? Why would that, I mean, he's in a position to say something, but I'm saying, why would that bother Andrew Maloney? Like, Andrew Maloney don't care what Bam Rodriguez does. He said he wants his belt. You see what I'm saying? But I do think it's up to the IBF to try to intervene where appropriate, because according to Team Maloney, IBF has already written, they already wrote that even a unit, because usually unifications take priority. They take priority over mandatory defenses and stuff like that. But according to Team Maloney, they said that they already received in writing that, because it's their shot. The IBF and President Daryl Peoples have already gave him a promise, if you will, a written statement, written agreement that a unification won't even stop Andrew Maloney from getting what he deserves. That's a title shot right now, according to the rankings. But like I said, common sense should stop it, because yeah, man, I mean, just take the step aside money, man. We're not trying to see that right now, man. I know he said he's training and he deserves to get what he deserves or what he's in line for, but man, get out the way, bro. We try to see Bam versus the winner of Kenshiro Taraji or Willibardo Garcia, man. You see what I'm saying? We definitely ain't trying to get that stopped by Andrew Maloney, because it'll be a good fight. Don't get me wrong. He might be able to beat Willibardo Garcia. I'm not sure if he beats Kenshiro Taraji, though, the amazing boy. Maybe he does. I don't know. It's a good fight. But anyway, we want to see Bam Rodriguez go for this undisputed. You feel me? That's what we want to see. Shout out to my brother Tay in the building. What's good, brethren? Shout out to Tay. He says Maloney's need to pack it up. They're not beating any of the top fighters. That's a fact. Shout out to Tay. I agree. But hey, man, who am I to tell a man or woman not to pursue their dreams and not to keep going? He should keep going, but just don't keep going right now. Like, go a different route right now. We want to see Bam, man. Bam got 3 belts, man. Don't stop their greatness, man. You know what I'm saying? And then you can get the next shot at Bam. Or if Bam vacates, because it sounds like they're contemplating going up to 118 anyway, then you might even have a title opportunity right there. You feel me? And you won't even have to fight Bam. You see what I'm saying? Might get a vacant title opportunity. So, man, just relax a little bit. Take this step aside money. You know what I'm saying? Go chill with your honey. You know what I'm talking about? Where on a nice beach where it's sunny. You know what I'm talking about? And just cool, man. And just cool for a little bit, man. Let's get this undisputed fight. Shout out to my brother B-Dog in the building. What's good? You feel me, man? What's good, man? What's good, bro? But yeah, man, that's how I feel about it. That's how I feel about it. We got my brother Al Booger in the building. Big member in the building. Yeah, man, that's how I feel about it, man. That's how I feel about it, me personally, man. But that's just me. What do I know? You feel me? What do I know, Chad? I'm just a humble pugilist enthusiast. You feel me? But yeah, man. So I just thought that was kind of whack. But like I said, just because somebody said they won't take any step aside money, don't mean they won't. Chakram Gearsham has been taking step aside money for a little while now, and even though he was reluctant to do so, there's been other fighters in the history of boxing and most recent history of boxing that said that they won't take step aside money, but they have, and they did end up taking it. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure Charlie Suarez was a Filipino fighter, the King's Warrior, who was supposed to fight get his rematch with the WBO 130-pound champion Emmanuel Navarrete, right? He was supposed to get a media rematch, but I'm assuming he's taking some step aside money. Not assuming, I read that he's gonna get some step aside money, gonna get compensated because Emmanuel Navarrete is gonna face the IBF 130-pound champion and Eduardo Sugar Nunez for unification, and then Charlie Suarez to get the winner. So we see people that don't seem like they really want to take step aside money that actually do. You know what I'm saying? Because it's free money. You feel me? And you just gotta wait a little bit. So I don't know. I think you should always do what's best for you, though. As much as I don't like it, if Andrew Maloney doesn't want to take it, don't take it. Take your title opportunity. You are in that position whether I like it or not. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not judging the Maloneys. I'm just hoping that the Maloneys take some compensation and get the heck out the way, man. Because, yeah, we want to see this undisputed run by Jesse Bam Rodriguez. You feel me? Now, moving on, man. Moving on this Wednesday morning, man. Hey, shout out to y'all, man. Don't forget, we have at 12 o'clock p.m. This is Wednesday. 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we have Doc's Corner's third issue. The third issue of Doc's Corner dropping at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The weekly newsletter, man. So be there, be square. That's where we talk real boxing and we go even deeper for more than just a surface level fanboy, fangirl, groupie analysis that they do on Twitter and all those other weak ass channels. You know what I'm saying? We actually talk about real boxing. If you want to dive even deeper and get a real insight to the sport, join the newsletter. It's free and it's every week, once a week at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The next episode 3, will be dropping shortly. And if you paid attention to the other 2 episodes, we kind of lined up what transpired between Devin Haney and Brian Norman. Even though I didn't want that outcome, we did talk about it. You know what I'm saying? We talked about footwork and power. Stay tuned for what the next one is about. But yeah, man. So now I want to go to the main topic, man, and that's Ryan Garcia, bro. I want to show y'all something. Let me show you something. Let me show you something. I want to show you something right here, man. I think this is funny. Like, it's just funny to me, man. With these bigger channels and these people that think that they like these boxing quote unquote experts and these writers and stuff. It's just so funny, when you see stuff that you said years ago be regurgitated by people years later, like they're saying something new. I want to show y'all this real quick, man. This is in regards to Ryan Garcia and Mario Barrios' potential matchup. So look what this guy here has said, right? And I don't mind this. I actually don't mind this opinion, to be honest, because I like Mario Barrios' chat. And for those of you that are familiar with the channel, I've always said that while I think that Brian Norman is the best fighter, I've always said that Mario Barrios is the what? He's the most decorated, because him, similarly to Teofimo Lopez, they've been the most rigid champion. They've been the most consistent and constant champion, right, in their division. Teofimo, I'm not saying that he could beat Gary Anton Russell. I'm not saying the WBA champion. I'm not saying he could beat Richardson Hitchens, the IBF champion. I'm not saying that he could beat the WBC champion and Subra Matias. What I am saying is that all those championships, those titles have been switching hands like hotcakes, right? The IBF title went from Subra Matias to Liam Paul, from Liam Paul to Richardson Hitchens, right? The WBA title went from who? Went from Rolly Romero to Isaac Pitbull Cruz, from Isaac Pitbull Cruz to Rayo Valenzuela, from Rayo Valenzuela to Gary Anton Russell, right? The WBC title went from Devin Haney, vacated, to Alberto Puello, from Alberto Puello after a couple defenses to Subra Matias, right? So Teofimo, he's been the longest reigning 140-pound champion, junior welterweight, right, at 140. So that's why I say he has the most longevity. So I would have to rank him the number 1. Mario Barrios, right? I don't think he's the best. I don't think he beats Devin Haney, who's a WBO champion right now. But that just came from Brian Norman Jr., which essentially came from Giovanni Santillan, because he was the interim WBO champion before Brian Norman beat him, right? Upset him in his backyard. Who's a IBF champion for the 140. 147. Lewis Crocker, he just acquired that for beating Paddy Donovan, right? Who's the WBA champion. Rolly Romero, he just acquired that for beating Ryan Garcia. So Ryan Garcia essentially has back-to-back title shots, right? So Mario Barrios has had the WBC title for a while. So I've been saying this for a long time, and those of you that rock with this channel, I've been saying Mario Barrios has been the most decorated, longest reigning champion at 147. Doesn't mean he's the best physically, but it's funny because now that Devin Haney has beat Brian Norman, who a lot of people thought Brian Norman was the best champion as far as he could beat everybody, and that's including the Ring magazine. They also believe that Brian Norman was the best. That's why they ranked him number 1, right? everybody was saying that he's the best, right? Including, I thought that he was the best too. I still do. That's why I think Devin Haney's the best. But this guy has had an epiphany, and I saw this on Twitter, that Brian Norman is not the best. And the whole time it's been Mario Barrios.
I don't know for sure if Brian Norman Jr. was the best welterweight. And I know this is going to hurt some feelings, okay?
It's going to hurt some feelings. What?
Honestly, the best welterweight is probably Mario Barrios.
The best welterweight is probably Mario Barrios.
He's been doing the work.
He's been doing the work.
Defending his title. He may be the best one.
He may be the best welterweight. He didn't give any explanation. Well, this is just a clip. Let me say that. This is just a clip. Maybe he did. But Mario Barrios may be the best. I think that's funny, right? Because so this is where I saw Pound for Pound is the one who posted. I don't really watch other channels like that because I don't like to hear nonsense, and I don't like to hear takes that are just based on a provocation, right? It's just for engagement. That's clearly an engagement take, because the reason why I say that's an engagement take, I'm gonna tell you why this is an engagement take. It's purely for provocation. It's purely for just to get people talking. I don't mind that, you know. Hey, do your thing, man. Hey, one thing I gotta salute him for, because I be seeing him on the zone and stuff like that. So he's doing his thing. I've never been no hater, so shout out to him. But I am a boxing analyst. You know what I'm saying? I do pretty good myself when it comes to breaking down this boxing, if I do say so myself. You know what I'm saying? I think that I'm the best. But you know, we don't have the numbers to prove that, you know, or corroborate with that yet. But we go bring that into existence. You know what I'm saying? We go manifest that thing. You know what I'm saying? We just like, I feel like we like, you feel me? I feel like we Dimitri Bivol right now. You know how nobody knew about Dimitri Bivol until he beat Canelo? That's how I feel like we are right now. We good. We just they don't know it yet. You know what I'm talking about? We ain't been discovered yet. You feel me? That's all. I feel like we Dimitri Bivol right now. We on our Dimitri Bivol arc. You know what I'm talking about? We just waiting for a Canelo to mess up, and we can take advantage and let the world know we here, baby. You know what I'm talking about? But anyway, yeah. So I think I'm pretty decent. You know, not too shabby. You feel me? But yeah, he said that Mario Barrios is the best, and I'm gonna tell you why that's disingenuous at best. Because Mario Barrios, like I said before, you see how I laid the groundwork, chat. This is why I'm good, because I laid the groundwork already. I said that Mario Barrios has what? The most longevity at welterweight, meaning he's been there the longest, right? So you tell me you think it's purely coincidental that a guy that Showbiz definitely doesn't like, he doesn't like Devin Haney, right? And he loves Ryan Garcia, right? So how come he didn't have this epiphany when Mario Barrios had a draw? I mean, after Mario Barrios beat Fabian Maidana. Does he even know that Mario Barrios beat Fabian Maidana? Why did he have this epiphany when Mario Barrios had a draw with Abel Ramos, and then followed it up with a draw against a 46-year-old Manny Pacquiao? Let me say that again. A 46-year-old Manny Pacquiao.
Damn. I'm sorry.
Why didn't he have that epiphany then? When Mario Barrios was having a draw with a 46-year-old Pacquiao.
Bullshit!
It's because that take is bullshit. I'm gonna tell you why. Once again, so if you don't get what I'm getting at, is that, remember I told you Mario Barrios has been the WBC champion. So why didn't you feel like he was the best this whole time? But you coincidentally think he's the best when what happens? What transpires this past weekend? Not even a full week. Devin Haney beat the guy that myself, the Ring Magazine, and Showbiz thought was the best at 147. WBO undefeated Brian Norman Jr., the American champion, right? When Devin Haney, who he doesn't like, goes and beats the guy that we deemed and bestowed the title of being the best, not just us unofficially, but officially the Ring Magazine. Now all of a sudden Devin Haney beats that guy who is considered the best, and all of a sudden you have an epiphany and you are enlightened, and all of a sudden, you know, a light bulb went off in your head that Mario Barrios is now the best. Get the fuck out of here, bro. Stop capping, bro. Stop, bro. That's hate to me. Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, I don't mind being, like I said, provocative. I don't mind, you know what I'm saying, stirring the pot. But when you are clearly when you're clearly hating and masquerading that, oh, I'm just giving an expert opinion. Oh, I'm just giving a genuine, heartfelt opinion. He might be the best. No, he's not the best. Because if you really, even if you felt like he was the best, you would have said that a long time ago. Because he's been the one that's been the champion for the longest. He's not a new champion. The new champion is Lewis Crocker, who's the IBF champion. The new champion was Brian Norman, who's the WBO champion, and the new champion was the WBA champion, Rolly Romero. Mario Barrios has been there the whole time. So if you didn't think he was best the whole time up until yesterday or Saturday, then you don't really believe it. What you are doing, though, because, you know, we're smart over here, what he's doing is trying to set it up so he could say Ryan Garcia is the best. Yo, you don't believe me?
What?
You don't believe me? Let me explain. So Ryan Garcia is about to fight who, chat? Who's he about to fight? Mario Barrios. He coincidentally just said that Mario Barrios is what? The best. So when Ryan Garcia fights Mario Barrios, and if he hypothetically beats him, which he potentially can, then who's he going to call the best? Because they did what? They beat the best. He just set it up so he could call Ryan Garcia, who's his friend, by the way, who he said didn't cheat, by the way, who he said was he was very dismissive of the test, by the way, because PEDs don't matter when it's your favorite fighter doing it against a fighter that you don't like. That's all it is, chat. All it is he's trying to set up so Ryan Garcia can be called the best and he could justify it because he beat the guy that he suddenly calls the best in Mario Barrios. You got to see through this nonsense, bro. It's too easy, bro. Maybe I'm just, I don't know. Maybe it's not easy. Maybe I'm just good. It could be both. You know what I'm talking about? He's showing his hate. Shout out to Sir. Exactly. He's just showing his hate. Shout out to my brother B-Dog. Shout out to my brother TSO Bodega Ty in the building. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. He said Ty said he's off salary. He must be been on the payroll, but must be because that doesn't make any sense. Shout out to Jay Dones in the building. Jay Donis in the building. We got Malaza in the building. What's good, brethren? What's good, fellas? What's good, man? Shout out to y'all, man. Appreciate y'all coming through. But yeah, that's all it is, sir. Is hey, I gotta call it out because these fighters, they all fight, and the fact that you're trying to make it seem like a cheater. Let me say that again, a cheater.
We do not let people who are on the juice discuss real athletes. That's all.
I won't knock anybody for who they like, but when you try to make it seem like a cheater is doing something more than what other guys who are more accomplished are doing, then I gotta call you out because he's a 3-division champion, him being Devin Haney, right? He's the youngest undisputed champion in the 4-belt era on the male side, right? But you're trying to make a pathway for a guy who cheated and habitually comes in overweight to crown him the best because you like him. I don't mind you saying, you know, I like Mario Barrios. He's one of my favorite fighters to watch. He's never in a dull fight, win or lose. You know what I'm saying? Whether he looks good or looks bad, he's always in a great fight. And I rock with Bob Santos. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Bob Santos, one of the top trainers, man. I don't mind you liking Mario Barrios. I like Mario Barrios. But Ty can attest to this. I'm the one that's been saying, I took a lot of heat by saying that, oh, but not a lot of heat. You know, it don't matter to me. When you're cool, you're cool. You know what I'm talking about? But when people said I was crazy for saying Mario Barrios was the most decorated champion at 147 and he had the most longevity. So if you want to say that he's good because he had longevity, which is what he's trying to imply, while not naming anybody. But anyway, you know what I'm saying? He's trying to imply that he's the best because he's been there the longest. I've been saying that for over a year, bro. However, what I did not say is that he was the best, like he would beat everybody else, or like we didn't act like Brian Norman was the best once he emerged as a WBO champion, when he was the youngest active current champion, before Xander Zayas became the youngest current active champion, before Abdullah Mason just became the youngest current active champion at 21 years old. For the males, the youngest active champion in all of boxing is a woman. One time for the ladies. Goes by the name of Camila Zamorano at atom weight. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to her. She's only 17 years old, so she's the youngest. But a lot of times when we talk about accolades and stuff, we focus on the male side, you know, which is what we don't do over here. That's why I made sure I mentioned that. And then the youngest undisputed champion in boxing, one time for the ladies again, is Gabriela Fundora. But for the male side, it's Devin Haney, the youngest undisputed champion in the 4-belt era. And the youngest active champion on the male side is Abdullah Mason right now. TSO Bodega Ty said he plays both sides, but sticks to whomever is paying him at that given time. Well, I need some pay right now, you feel me? Because I just be holding it down for boxing. So if you like boxing, Fire up the Cash App, you know what I'm saying? Fire up the Super Chat, you know what I'm saying? Fire up the memberships, you know what I'm talking about? I need me some pay too, because I keep it boxing, man. We don't do no allegiances. We don't do no loyalties. We don't do no gosh dang payrolls. No, bruh. We call it what it is. I work hard at this, you know what I'm saying? I pay attention to a lot of, read a lot of articles, watch a lot of interviews, watch a lot of fights. I don't care if it's in Japan at 3 o'clock in the morning on a Tuesday. We going up like Drake and them. We going up on a Tuesday, you know what I'm saying? We be up. Don't nobody do it like us, man. On Saturday night, we watch it in Saudi Arabia or in America or in Jamaica or in Nigeria. You know, we watch that fight too on a Wednesday. You see what I'm saying? We going up, baby. We do it all the time. All the time. God is good. God is good all the time. You heard, man. B-Dog says, Barrios let me down by not stopping Pacquiao. I think he's saying he's still my guy. Yeah, I think he should have stopped Pacquiao as well. I actually thought Pacquiao, I thought Barrios did enough to edge it out. Remember? I told y'all that, and I thought that the draw was cool. You feel me? I thought the draw was cool. Don't get me wrong, but I thought Barrios edged it out. Still, I'm not mad at it because he didn't do enough, like you're saying, B-Dog, to solidify the victory. I was disappointed as well because I think Mario Barrios could do better than that. However, I will give him not an excuse, but a justification as to why his performance looked like that. Maybe it's because he was in awe of the legendary Pacquiao. Because if you weren't in awe and you gave it your all, well, then you look kind of crazy for going the distance and having a draw with a 46-year-old Pacquiao.
Damn.
46 is crazy.
I'm sorry.
So, yeah, I just think it's wild, man. Hold on, chat. Hold on, chat. Did I say we got TSO Bodega Tie in the building? Spam those Bodega Ties in the building, man. You know what I'm talking about? Shout out to my brother Ty in the building, man. Yeah, sir. You see the emote? Your boy quick on his feet now. You know what I'm saying? I got a hair trigger on the clip. You know what I'm talking about? I'm quick with it now. Yes, sir. That's Bodega Tie right there, man. The first ever PhD in Boxing Talk tier member, man. Shout out to you, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's the highest tier that you can get, and he's the first to acquire that, man. So shout out to you, my brother. I appreciate it, man. But yeah, man. So yeah, I just think that is corny. You know, I just stumbled upon it on Twitter. Like, will anybody try to switch it up now and make it seem like, oh, Brian Norman's not the best? I want you to be very clear. They're only saying that because they don't want to say that Devin Haney is the best, or they don't want to give Devin Haney the credit for beating Brian Norman, or a combination of both. That's all it is. I want to say that I point that out to say it's not that you can't have that opinion, but it's not a coincidence that you suddenly have that opinion 4 days removed from Devin Haney beating Brian Norman to become the bona fide and de facto best at 147, right? That's what happens when you beat the best. So I just want to point that out to you, to anybody who never said Lewis Crocker was the best welterweight before Saturday. Anybody who never said Conor Benn was the best if he goes back to 147 before Saturday. Anybody who never said the WBC champion Mario Barrios was the best before Saturday. Anybody who didn't say Rolly Romero, the American WBA champion, was the best until Saturday. That means that they're just hating on Devin Haney. It's a fact. There's no way else to put it. Like I said, Mario Barrios didn't just suddenly acquire the belt on Sunday. You didn't suddenly become aware of Mario Barrios on Sunday morning. You see what I'm saying? You're just saying that retroactively now because you don't want to give Devin Haney his credit, and or you're a Ryan Garcia groupie who wants to be impregnated by the vandalist, by the racist, by the drug cheat. You know what I'm saying? By the domestic violence abuser. Yeah, because he had a restraining order by his ex-wife, right? He had all that. This is all Ryan Garcia's rap sheet. If only he was as accomplished as a boxing champion as he is as a criminal. But that's because, but that's the guy that you like. You're trying to prop him up by saying, oh yeah, Mario Barrios is the best. And coincidentally, my favorite guy, Ryan Garcia, is fighting Mario Barrios. So if he beats Mario Barrios, then I have to say he's the best, right? Because he earned it. Fuck out of here. Fuck out of here. Hopefully you earn that, whatever you get from Ryan Garcia. Nothing but butt. Hopefully you earned that. Shout out to my brother Thomas in the building. What's good, brethren? Yeah, man. So I just think it's wild, man. I just think it's wild, man. Albuga said Radio Raheem is guided by his personal feelings about fighters too. He has horrible taste consistently. Yeah, bro. Like, bro, you know me. Albuga. Who do I say is the best out of Devin Haney's contemporaries? GTD chain. Gervonta Tank Davis. I think he's the best. I'm a fan of boxing, so by default, I'm a fan of every guy that or girl that boxes. You know what I'm saying? I'm not like, oh, I do. No, don't get me wrong. I'm human. I have my preferences. I like to say preferences as opposed to biases because I'm very unbiased. If Devin Haney does something good, I picked Brian Norman to win. I'm not gonna turn around and say, oh, when Devin Haney beats Brian Norman, that Brian Norman was trash because I don't want to give Devin Haney his credit. No, when you beat a guy or a lady that I think is good, then you get all the credit that you deserve. That's how it's supposed to go, right? I was rooting for Cinnamon to beat Terrence Crawford. But I don't even like to say Rudy. Because I like Canelo more, but I don't hate Terrence Crawford. Terrence Crawford is one of my favorite fighters too. I just like Canelo more. So when Canelo loses to Terrence Crawford, then Terrence Crawford has just been catapulted to one of the best of all time. He was already an all-time great. I was going for Tyson Fury to beat Usyk. I'm not going to say, oh, Usyk is trash because he beat Tyson Fury. No, he's great because I think that Tyson Fury is great. Just like I thought Deontay Wilder was great when Tyson Fury beat him. I was like, okay, yeah, bro, you work with something. You know what I'm saying? I like Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder. Admittedly, I like Deontay Wilder a little more than I like Tyson Fury. But yeah, man, I never understand that, bro. Like, we want to see the best fight the best. I think that these guys and these men and women are good, and I want to see them demonstrate that. I was going for Errol Spence to beat Terrence Crawford. Terrence Crawford whooped Errol Spence. I'm not gonna be one of those that suddenly hates on Terrence Bud Crawford and accuses him of being on snack. It's so funny, like we accuse fighters that never failed a test, never miss weight. We accuse them of doing something fraudulent, doing something suspicious, doing something untrustworthy, and something as character diminishing and I don't know, just with a lack of integrity. You see what I'm saying? Do something as foul as cheating, right? And they have no history of such behavior or antics. But then a guy or multiple guys that cheat, if we like them, we defend it and say, oh no, it was the ashwagandha. No, it was set up. He was set up by the Scooter, the trainer, right? The strength and conditioning coach. Oh no, it was the NutriBio. Oh no, it was the eggs. It was the boiled eggs. Oh no, it was because I was trying to have a baby with my significant other. Oh no, it's because my wife planted some stuff because she's mad at me. Oh no, it's because Devin Haney's little brother's dream. Oh no, it's because it's because of contamination of you know what I'm saying? It's all these were real excuses given by fighters, right? But if we like them, then we're gonna believe it. You know, if we like a fighter, then we're not gonna believe in the validity of tests from VADA or WADA or USADA. But if we don't like a fighter, then those tests are valid. It's really crazy, bro. I like an emotional bunch of bitches. I ain't gonna lie, bro. Either you think PEDs are wrong or you don't. Like, you got to judge the action, not the person doing the action. Because if you're judging the person doing the action, that means that you are emotionally invested in the person. So you will see something as good or bad depending on who does it. And that's not how it should go. And that's indicative that.
Nigga, you's a bitch.
But yeah, man. So yeah, I think that's crazy. So but yeah, I think that anybody saying that anybody besides Devin Haney is the best right now, like, nah, if you say that, oh, it's not proven, I'm cool with that. If you think that it's not proven who the best is at 147 welterweight, because, you know, there's 4 different champions. You know, Rolly Romero, the WBA champion, he's there. He has one of the belts. The WBO champion, Devin Haney, he's there. He only has one of the belts. The UK IBF title holder, Lewis Crocker's there, only has one of the belts. And who was the other one? Who'd I say? Who'd I miss? WBO, WB. Oh, WBC, Mario Barrios only has one of the belts. That's cool. But to make it seem like if anybody is the best, if you had to pick one, you'd have to go with Devin Haney. That's just logical. Anything else is not only is it illogical, but it's also unacceptable. So it's all based on hate, and you have an ulterior motive. So yeah, I don't respect that. You know what I'm saying? I don't respect that at all, bro. Yeah, I'm talking about I don't respect that at all. You know what I'm talking about? Shout out to my brother Thomas. He said, yeah, they got to link up in the ring. Yeah, we got to link up in the ring. But you know it's crazy, Thomas? And I hear people, I'm going to use myself as an example, right? Who do I think is the best at 135, Thomas? You can use an emote if you got it. You can use an emote if you got it. You know what I'm talking about? I think it'll be that person right there, Gervonta Tank Davis, GTD chain. You know what I'm talking about? When I say that who is the best at 135, I have no problem saying that it's Tank.
Yeah.
Gervonta.
Yeah.
Abdul.
Yeah.
GTD.
Yeah.
All that stuff. I say that Gervonta Tank Davis is the best. A lot of people share the same sentiment, right? At 135. What does 135 have in common with 147? 135, just like 147, just like 126. They have 4 different champions. So on one hand, if we don't like somebody, I'm not talking about you, Thomas. I'm just speaking in generalities here. If you don't like somebody, we say, oh, you can't say Devin Haney's the best because there's 3 other champions and there's 4 sanctioned bodies. So there's 4 representations of champions and they all have 1 belt. So there's no definitive best. Okay, but then that same person will tell me that Gervonta Tank Davis is the best when he's a WBA champion. You have Shakur Stevenson as a WBC champion. You have Raymond Murataya as an IBF champion. You have Abdullah Mason as a WBO champion. There's 4 different champions with 4 different belts. So if I can't call Devin Haney the best because he only has 1 belt, how can we call Gervonta Tank Davis the best when he only has 1 belt? How can we call Rafael Espinosa the best when he only has 1 belt? There's a whole lot of people that got to square up in the ring now. And same goes for the people that say Shakur's the best. We can't say Shakur's the best because he only has 1 belt. So that's what I'm saying. So it's easy to look through the nonsense when you actually open your eyes. Like a lot of these people that say these certain things is because it's not that they have a problem saying that a singular belt holder is the best in the division. Is that they have a problem with who that singular belt holder is. You feel me? You know, it's like people that say Ja Pataya. Ja Pataya is the best at IBF. I mean, at the cruiserweight, but he only has 1 belt. He has the IBF. Now you can say he has 2 belts, right? The Ring Magazine belt, that's a lineal belt. But what I'm saying is that's not one of the 4 sanctioned bodies. A lot of people confuse that. It seems like when it's convenient, they suddenly have a confusion that shouldn't be there. The 4 sanctioned bodies are the IBF, WBA, WBC, and WBA. WBO, WBA, WBC, and IBF. The Ring is not a sanctioned body. So people say Ja Pataya is the best. He only has 1 belt. In fact, Zerto has 2. So when does Zerto be the best? Because he has a WBA and WBO. But anyway, yeah, so like I said, I just feel like Brian Norman, we're not going to switch it up now. A lot of us, not everybody, but a lot of us, the vast majority, including the Ring Magazine, thought that the former WBO belt holder Brian Norman was the best. So I think that if the youngest undisputed champion in the 4-belt era, if undefeated champion and person that just became a 3-division champion beats the guy that was undefeated and a WBO champion and the guy that we thought was the best, if a guy comes in with an unblemished record and beats the guy that we think is the best, I think it's only appropriate to say that that guy, Devin Haney, is the best. You know, I don't know, man, but sometimes I feel like certain words hurt people's souls. They can't say that. That's just like ether to their soul, boy. You say Devin Haney, bro. Like I said, I'm not a Devin Haney guy, bro. I'm just a boxing guy, bro. I'm gonna call it like I see it. I think Espinosa's the best. I'm sure Nick Ball, the WBA champion, has something to say about that. I'm sure Stephen Fulton, the WBC champion at featherweight, has something to say about that. I'm sure Angelo Leo, the IBF champion at featherweight, has something to say about that. But you hear me say it all the time. I think Espinosa's the best. Just like Junto Nakatani. When Junto Nakatani, once upon a time, at 118 bantamweight, it was 4 champions, and they were all undefeated. Seiya Tsusumi's undefeated for the WBA at the time. So Yoshiki Takei was undefeated with the WBO at the time. The IBF was Ryosuke Nishida. He was undefeated at the time. And Junto Nakatani at the WBC, he was undefeated at the time. But that didn't stop anybody, including myself, from saying Junto Nakatani looked like he was the best. In fact, he was the best. And then he proved it by unifying and beating the IBF Ryosuke Nishida champion. But we do this all the time. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying you can't have that. I'm not saying that you can't have that feeling or share that sentiment, but you got to answer it yourself. You know, you got to look inside and say, am I really saying this because he has 1 belt, or am I saying this because I don't like the motherfucker? And a lot of times it's the latter. You don't like the motherfucker. You feel me? You feel me? Shout out to Ty. He said, why my boat not working? It's not working? It's working for me on my side. You know, sometimes YouTube be tripping, man. Maybe it has to load. I did it Monday though, so it should be good. Had a whole 24 hours. I don't know why. I don't know. Split decision boxing says Haney beat the #1 guy at 147. He instantly comes into the division with the best. Talk to a split decision. That's a fact. What he just said, man. He just dropped a bomb on us right there. Split decision boxing is approaching the pulpit. Pastor split decision. Everybody face forward in your pews. He's preaching right now. He says Haney beat the #1 guy at 147.
Yeah.
And he instantly comes into the division with the best resume.
Yeah.
That's a fact. Whether you like Devin Haney or not, like some things are just irrefutable. You know what I'm saying? Some things are just, you can't fight it, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying some things are debatable, but some things aren't debatable, man. And Devin Haney's the best until proven otherwise. That doesn't mean that I'm saying Mario Barrios can't beat him. I'm not saying Lewis Crocker can't beat him. That's yet to be seen. I'm not saying Rolly can't beat him. I'm not saying they're incapable. But for right now, as it sits, until they beat him, he's the best. He's the best, bro, at 147, because nobody else, I have no reason to pick anybody else. And you can't legitimately give me a reason as to why you would pick anybody else to be the best representation for the best fighter at 147. I mean, you could try. The phone lines will be open shortly. You could try. I welcome you to try. The phone lines will be open shortly. I welcome you to try. But it's going to be very difficult. But I hear you out. I hear you out. That's what I do. I hear you out. You know, I got pretty big ears. You know what I'm saying? I'm good at listening. You know what I'm talking about? The GTD chains acted up. Okay, shout out to Ty, man. Peel out in the building. What's good, Peel out? Split Decision says, oh, we talking lower weight divisions? Oh, you know my team, man. Yes, sir. We always talk all the divisions right here, men, women, lower, higher, from Oscar Collazo at minimum weight to Alexander Usyk at heavyweight, from Gabriela Fedor as the youngest undisputed champion in all of boxing, one time for the ladies, to Clarissa the Goat Shields, the real first ever 3-time undisputed champion in boxing. You know what I'm saying? One time for Terrence Crawford, but 2 time for the ladies. You know what I'm saying? I talk about all the boxing, man. You know what I'm saying? I put a lot of work into this thing. Ty says, ironically, would they have the same sentiment had Ryan won? Come on now. If Ryan won, who's never been a champion, come on now. We know what they would have said. Shout out to my brother Out Booger with the 2 gifted memberships, coming through, spreading love to the hood like he's Oprah. Shout out to you, bro.
1, 2, 3.
Shout out to my brother, man. He said everybody gets a membership. Now, who received those memberships? Shout out to B-Dog receiving the membership. Shout out to Sir receiving the membership, man. Courtesy and compliments of Al Booger, man. I appreciate that, bro. Please, if you receive a gifted membership, consider extending that membership upon expiration to keep us going and growing, man. We need that. We need that. We need that. I didn't mean to play that. My bad. That was an accident. Please consider renewing that membership upon expiration. That helps us keep us going and growing. Starts at $3. You know what I'm saying? $3 every 30 days. That's nothing. You feel me? I appreciate that, man. It is something. It's something I appreciate. So thank you. If you can do that, it'll be much appreciated. Shout out to my brother Al Booger, man. We got William in the building, man. What's good? Old school. My guy. What's good, brethren? Shout out to William Old School, man. But yeah, man. So I just think that we just got to be fair. Like I said, you ain't got to like Devin Haney. I think Gervonta Tank Davis is the best, you know, but I just think you got to tell me why you don't think Devin Haney is the best. You got to do better than saying, oh, it's because he only has 1 belt. Oh, it's because he only has 1 fight. That's okay. We do that sometimes. I can give you plenty of examples where somebody has 1 fight and they become the best, you know? Yeah, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? So I just think you got to give me a good reason. Now, moving on. Let's talk about what Devin Haney is wanting to do next. Shout out to Bill Haney, but Bill Haney came out and he said this about I'm gonna just show you before I get to I'm gonna just show you what Bill Haney said so I don't mess up his words. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to mess up the words of Trio Beal. You know what I'm talking about? I'll spam them Trio Beal emotes. Excuse me. I don't want to mess up his words, so I'm gonna read it verbatim. What he said, and what he said was very interesting and provocative. Speaking of provocation, shout out to my brother Big Dog Willie dropping that hello yellow $10 on the fellow with that bread, that cheese, that butter. Yes, sir. Shout out to my brother Big Dog Willie, man, show us some love on the super chat, man, with the graffiti on the chat walls, man. I appreciate that. He says, Taker Maniacs are the reason Mason has holes in his defense. Taker Maniacs are having a bad year. Timeline, hair grease and knee. Shakur wins. Duck Roach. Jake Paul fight announced and canceled. And Devin wins. Oh, it's hard. It's hard for a Tanker Maniac. You know what I'm saying? It's hard out here for a pimp. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I agree with you, Big Dog Willie. Hey. That's the thing, man. That's why I'm glad I am who I am, and I love boxing. I like Tank. He's my favorite, but I don't hate on no fighter. I don't, fighters I don't like is because they expressed something that was very negative as far as being a human being. You know what I'm saying? Very inhumane and insufferable as a human being. Like Ryan Garcia, he cheated and he's a racist. I don't rock with Ryan Garcia, but you know me, I put money on Ryan Garcia when he fought Devin Haney, you know, but I didn't know he was going to cheat. You know what I'm saying? That was not in the forecast for me. But all the fighters I like, man. You know, I don't really hate on any fighter. Of course, I like some fighters more than others, but yeah, it's rough for a Tank fan, man. We got the hair grease, you know what I'm saying? But I gotta say this though. You know, so maybe I gotta put on my GTD chain. Hold on, let me put on my GTD chain real quick. You know what I'm saying? With the hair grease, right? The hair got in his eye. That's why he took the knee, right? The hair grease got in his eye and he got his face wiped down. Jack Catterall had his face wiped down against Harlem Eubank. Nobody said nothing. It was an illegal interaction too, because it was during the round. Go back and watch the footage against Jack Catterall and Harlem Eubank. No one said nothing about Jack Catterall getting his face wiped down like Boosie. Wiped me down. And then with the hair grease, yeah, it got in his eye, but he kept fighting. Amanda Serrano, nobody said nothing when, remember, the hair grease got in her eye and she canceled the fight against Nina Mink. Was it Nina Mink? Whoever it was she was fighting. I believe it was Nina Mink. But her whole event got canceled because she got grease in her eye. Nobody said nothing. You know, let's go to the knee part too. Remember the knee? Everybody made a big deal out of it because the referee missed the knee, right? He should have called the points. I'm not justifying it. All these things are wrong, but I'm just giving you other examples of things that are similar and nobody says nothing. Sometimes they're exactly the same. So Tank should have got points deducted for taking a knee. That's how boxing works. And he should have got warned, at least potentially disqualified for interacting with his corner during the fight. But Jack Catterall did the same thing and didn't get reprimanded. Nobody said nothing. Amanda Serrano had her entire event shut down because grease got in her eye. Nobody said nothing. Gervonta took a knee. Ajit Caballel made Zayla Zane take a knee the very following week. The referee missed that. Nobody said nothing. So once again, it goes back to what I was saying before in regards to people cheating on PEDs and other things. People don't judge the action. They judge the person doing the action, meaning that if I do something, if I slap an old lady and you like me, you're going to defend me. You're going to act like I never slapped the old lady or the old lady deserved it. But if you don't like me and I slap an old lady, you're going to say that I need to get life in jail. I need to be incarcerated for life if you don't like me. Two people could do the same exact thing and get judged completely differently. I mean, that's why we're imperfect as humans. You know what I'm saying? That's why we got to praise God, because God is impartial. You know what I'm saying? You do wrong, you do wrong. It don't matter if you're black, white, male, female, gay, straight, Christian, atheist. You do wrong is wrong and right is right. You feel me? It don't matter on any, if you're popular or unpopular, if you're rich or poor, it don't matter, bro. Right is right, is wrong is wrong. But that's not how the world sees it. You feel me? Because all of a sudden, you know, Mario Barrios is the best welterweight champion because Devin Haney won. Get the fuck out of here. Shout out to Pill Out, man. Shout out to Pill Out. Pill Out says, what did Pill Out say? Pill Out said, you asked me something, Pill Out. Does Boots beat Devin Haney at 147? Absolutely. In my personal opinion, I think Boots beat the hell out of Devin Haney at 147. Now, if you're talking right now, probably not, because it'll probably be drained. You know what I'm saying? But if you're talking about both at their fully functional primes and Boots could get there comfortably, then yeah, I got Boots. But I could be wrong, man. Devin Haney been doing his ting. You feel me? Yeah. Shout out to Sir. He said, Take always got an excuse when he do dirt. Yeah, that's trash. I'm not gonna lie. Like I said, I don't know, but you see me, right? You see me. You don't hear me defending the allegation of domestic violence. I just let it play out. But you know me though. I talk about boxing. The only time I talk about the extracurricular stuff is when it has something to do with boxing. Like if it has something to do with canceling the fight or something like that. But like when the Charlos got into that accident or whatever, hit and run, whatever situation they were in, I didn't really talk about it. The only time I mentioned it is when I was talking about the fight being postponed. So same with Gervonta Davis. I don't really talk about it unless I was talking about it in regards to Jake Paul being canceled and stuff like that. Because I'm going to be honest, you know, I'm a Tank fan, but this is not the first time he had this type of issue. So I believe that something went down, and I believe I would just say this, whether he did it or not, if he did it, he needs to be punished and reprimanded for it. If she's lying, she needs to be punished. You see what I'm saying? But I keep the same energy. You know what I'm saying? When Ryan Garcia had the vandalism in the hotel, I didn't talk about that and I don't even like Ryan Garcia, but I only talk about it if it has something to do with the fight or, you know, the fight being postponed. So I don't really get into the extracurricular stuff too much. Or when Caleb Plant jumped that Egyptian boxer, I didn't really talk about it much. Him and his homies jumped. It's not funny, but well, it's kind of funny. But God forgive me for laughing. But when they jumped that Egyptian boxer, I didn't really talk about that. You know what I'm saying? Unless it has something to do with a fight, because that's they business, man. Ain't none of us perfect. But Shout out to my brother Oster. My brother Oster in the building. Big member in the building. He said Tank Maniacs protect Tank at all costs. I'm not gonna lie though, man. It's not just Tank. It's not just Tank though. It's I can't just put that on Tank fans. It's all fans. Like, go look at my last video, right, where I talk about the PED. Go look at any video. Remember when I talk about Ryan Garcia? I get called all types of names, racist and otherwise, because I've just reported the news about Ryan Garcia being on PED. So if you like Ryan Garcia, you're gonna think that I'm attacking him. Look at Super Matias, right? Super Matias, I've always keep people up to date with the real news. You see what I'm saying? And if you like Super Matias, you're gonna believe, oh, he was set up. That's what people tell me in my comments. Oh, it's the world's against him. It's a conspiracy theory, you know. It's the Ring magazine conspiring against him. Maybe, you know what I'm saying? But I didn't hear you tell me that the Ring magazine was conspiring against Francisco Rodriguez. He popped dirty when he beat Galal Yafai. I didn't hear you tell me that everybody was conspiring against Louis Neary or Conor Benn or anybody else that cheated, or Alicia Bumgarner, or, you know what I'm saying? So either you're going to trust the test or you're not going to trust the test, but you can't trust it when it's convenient and not trust it when it's inconvenient. You see what I'm saying? But I mean, you can do whatever you want, but I'm gonna call it out. Shout out to my brother Joaquin in the building. But yeah, shout out to Bill Haney, man. I want to get back to the Bill Haney thing. So Bill Haney has apparently said what's next. And Bill Haney has called out none other than Rolly Romero. And I love this, because Rolly Romero is a WBA champion, so this fight could be for unification. He said Ryan lost to Rolly on May 20th. Now he's fighting Barrios in February. Rolly hasn't fought since May, and Devin just became a champion in the same division. So why wait on Ryan again? Devin could fight Rolly now. You see, he put the emphasis on the now. I don't know why he put it in quotations, but yeah, maybe somebody said it, I guess. He could fight Rolly now. Emphasis on the now. Ahora. Right now. Ahora mismo. You know what I'm saying? Same day, same card, unification. So he wants to fight Rolly on the February card with Devin Haney. I mean, with Mario Barrios and Ryan Garcia. I think that's a great idea. I think that's a fantastic idea. And the reason why I think it's a fantastic idea, because Rolly, I like Rolly, but we call people, you know, shout out to Rolly, man. He gave us a great, well, I ain't gonna say a great interview, but he gave us a good interview. You know, it was great because I enjoyed it. We talked about the Bible and stuff like that. That was dope. But you know, Rolly's kind of like, sometimes he's aloof and, kind of awkward, and he's kind of there but not there, you know what I'm saying? So it was kind of a rough interview sometimes, but it was cool though, you know what I'm saying? But Rolly has said that he wants to fight. He been calling Devin Haney boring and say he puts people to sleep and he's an easy fight. And even Floyd Mayweather said that he wants Rolly to fight Devin Haney. Check it out.
Shit, I was just trying to find out. I'm just trying to find out if we can make Rolly and Devin.
Got the Debo Dev. Rest in peace, Tiny Liston.
Devin is
That's the actor that played Debo Dev. I mean Debo from Friday.
How would you analyze Devin Haney's performance today?
Didn't he just run?
Did he just run? So I think
no fear with Devin. Devin don't have no power.
There's no fear with Devin. Devin has no power.
I'm trying to make the Rolly and Devin.
Rolly and Dev, why not?
Shit, I was just trying to.
Why not? Why not? I think it's a great fight. I think it's a great fight, and the timing is perfect, you know? Excuse me. And not only that, but Devin Haney could potentially get a unification, right? So it makes sense for both parties, Rolly and Devin, right? I'm going to tell you. So obviously the obvious, right, why it makes sense for Devin Haney is that he can become unified WBO, WBA champion. And then assuming that Ryan Garcia beats Mario Barrios for the WBC belt, he could get another unification and satisfy what people want him to do and get it back in blood and get a rematch, right? And the rematch is at higher stakes now with Ryan Garcia because it'll be for a unification. But if Ryan Garcia loses, Devin Haney can still fight Mario Barrios because he's been wanting to fight Mario Barrios for a while anyway. Everybody wants to fight Mario Barrios because they perceive him as the weakest link, despite somebody saying that he's the best, right? But anyway, a lot of people perceive him as the weakest link, so then Devin Haney can still fight Mario Barrios. I think Mario Barrios beats Ryan Garcia, to be honest. That's what I think. But because I have no reason to think that a guy who's never been a champion will beat a guy who's been a champion. and Mario Barrios, right? But anyway, yeah, so I think Devin Haney can still fight the winner or loser of Ryan Garcia and Mario Barrios. Then if Rolly Romero and Devin Haney fight and Rolly beats Devin, well, and Ryan beats Mario, well, then that could set up a rematch there too for a unification. Now Rolly will have a WBA, WBO belt, and then Ryan will have a WBC belt, and then Ryan could try to get revenge for his embarrassing loss to Rolly and become unified. And then if Ryan loses, Rolly and Mario Barrios could fight for unification for 3 belts. So it works. It's perfect. I don't see why anybody would say no to this. Unless you think that Devin Haney would beat you. I don't see why anybody would say no. It's perfect. So it's a perfect scenario. What more can you want? Any which way it goes, you know what I'm saying? You end up with a unification fight. Whether it's Devin and Mario Barrios or Devin and Ryan or Rolly and Mario Barrios or Ryan and Rolly, it's all good money. So why wouldn't you want it? So I think it's great. I think that's a perfect scenario, to be honest. Shout out to William Old School. He says 147 now consists of a bunch of C-level fighters since Boost moved up. It's amazing how that division went down. Yeah, man, 147 is pretty barren. That's a fact. 147 is pretty barren, but hey, I always say, man, somebody has to be the best, you know. So even if it is a lackluster division, somebody has to emerge on top. So I got to give them respect, you know, whether it's Brian Norman as the best or Devin Haney as the best or Mario Barrios or Montes Stanionis. You see what I'm saying? You got to give them, at least I do, you know. So you still got to say who's the best in the division, you know. And I think, yeah, I think I could point out a best in every division. Who's the best at minimum weight? Oscar Collazo, unified and Ring Magazine champ. What's that? 108 is next. I don't know who's the best there. Maybe is that who's down there? 108. Not sure. 112. Who was the best there? I'm not sure there either. Maybe Ricardo Sandoval, maybe because he beat Kenshiro Taraji. I don't know. 115, definitely Bam Rodriguez. 118 is kind of shaky too right now. Takuma Inoue just beat Tenshin Nasukawa, got the WBC strap. But I would lean towards Seiya Tsutsumi being the best at 118. I mean 115. I mean 118, yeah, bantamweight. 118, I say Seiya Tsutsumi. 122 super bantamweight, nah, Inoue, duh. That's default. You know what I'm saying? 126, I would say Rafael Espinosa, El Divino. 130, I think that's kind of tough. You got Oshiki Foster, Emmanuel Navarrete, Sugar Nunez, Lamont Roach. He's not really fighting at 130, but I would lean towards Oshiki Foster for the best there. The IBF champion Sugar Nunez just got there. I would say doesn't really have a great win yet. I would say either Emmanuel Navarrete or Shock Foster. I would go with Shock Foster. 140. What's next? 130, 135. I would say Gervonta Tank Davis, but considering that I consider him. I know he's a belt holder, so I have to consider him, but I consider him kind of inactive, man. You know, he didn't fight the Roach rematch, and then he was gonna fight Jake Paul, and then that was canceled. So he's kind of like as inactive as you could be as a reigning champion. I would say he is. I would go with him. But if I consider him inactive, I would go with Shakur Stevenson, a WBC champion. 140, I would go with Teofimo Lopez. I don't like Teofimo, but he has that longevity there as a WBO belt holder. 147, I would go with Devin Haney. 154, 154 is tough. I know it's going to be controversial, but I'm going with Bakram Murtazaliev, the IBF title holder. I'm going with old Bakram at 154. 154, I'm going with Bakram. You feel me? 160, I'm going with Janabek Alimkanuli. Reluctantly, I kind of want to go with Arizandi Lara, but we're going to figure it out anyway because we got them fighting next, you know what I'm saying, in December, good Lord willing. So, but I'm going to go with Janabek Alimkanuli, the Kazakhstan representative. 168, Terrence Bud Crawford. That's default. You know what I'm talking about? Any division that Bud's in, he's the best. Any division that Inoue's in, he's the best. Usyk, same thing. So 168, I'm going with Terrence Bud Crawford, a.k.a. Budrick. 175, I'm going with Dimitri Bivol, my neck and my back Bivol. 175 Bivol. Who's next? Cruiserweight. That's a toss-up, man. It's a toss-up for me, Rick. Help me out, Rick. Who we got at cruiserweight, man? It's for me, I know a lot of people say Ja Patai or Aussie Bredger for the IBF Ring Magazine belt, but I'm kind of leaning towards Zerto, man. I like the belts, man. He's a WBA belt holder and the WBO belt holder when he beat Chris Billiam Smith, CBS. So I'm going with Zurdo for number 1, close second. It could be like a 1A, 1B, but even 1A, I'm going with Zurdo. So cruiserweight, I'm going with Zurdo Ramirez, the Mexican unified champion. Heavyweight, Alexander Usyk. Alexander Usyk at heavyweight. So I think I named everybody. Come on, chat. What other boxing channel naming every champion that's the best in every division, bro? I think I only skipped what? What I skip? 108? Because that's a only one I skipped was 108. I got minimum weight, straw weight, Oscar Criazo. The only one I skipped was 108 because there's 4 different champions there. It's not because I didn't know them. Don't get me wrong. Because I would probably go with I guess Rene Santiago or Carlos Canizales for me. Don't think I don't know him now, chat. I really do the work, chat. I done went through every division, man. Stop playing with me, man. Ain't nobody doing it like that. Your favorite content creator don't know boxing like that. Ain't that right, Ty? Ty says, Ja, I'm not going. I'm going with Zurdo. But I will say this. Zurdo look like he ducking, boy. Zurdo definitely, hey, that's my guy. But I got to say, right now, Zurdo look like he's ducking. My brother Rick Tim's in the building. What's good, bro? My guy, salutations, my brother. Salute to you, man. All I know is 108 and 112, not better than 147. Shout out to Ty. And when you got the PhD in boxing talk, you can't really argue with that. You know what I'm saying? He's the first ever PhD in boxing talk. They ain't even know that they gave those type of degrees and recognitions and certifications for boxing talk. My brother got a PhD in boxing talk, man. You know what I'm saying? Dr. Ty, Bodega Ty in the building. You know what I'm talking about? Shout out to Bodega Ty. And he got his own emote, man. I'm so happy for that, man. Hey, that made my day, bro. I ain't gonna lie, man. Shout out to you, my brother. I appreciate it, man. Shout out to Big Dog Willie, man. Dropping that bread, that cheese, that butter. He says, serious question, Doc. I tried to give you a serious answer, but you know, Big Dog Big Dog really funny, man. That's my guy. He said, what is the new boxing obsession with power? Power punchers are having a bad year. Skilled boxers have been shining. Tank Maniac's fault. I talked about that in the newsletter, man. You want a good breakdown? Check out the newsletter, man. Yes, sir. Your boy has taken his talents to writing journals again. You know your boy got journal publications on the engineering side, but I'm bringing it to boxing. So if you want to dive deeper into boxing talk, not the nonsense from the Ryan Garcia groupies or the Tank Maniacs or the Haneyites or whoever else that has a fan base, you know what I'm saying, the Barbs or the Swifties, you know, you want to talk about real boxing talk, check out the weekly newsletter. It drops every Wednesday at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That means one is dropping in 15 minutes. Let me make sure that it's on schedule and make sure it looks good. You feel me? In 15 minutes, the issue number 3 of the newsletter is dropping, man. So check it out, man. Real boxing talk happens. But nah, your question, though, I think that's a good question. But I'm going to defend Tank Maniacs right now because as far as Tank goes, not just because we're not talking about Fabio Worley, no disrespect to Worley, but we're not talking about a Deontay Wilder type power puncher, a Fabio Worley type power puncher. We talk about Gervonta Tank Davis. He is probably one of the most, I don't want to say half and half, but he's one of the best mixtures of skill and power and IQ and all that. He has everything, you know. That's why people be so disappointed with his career trajectory right now, if you will. But yeah, I think me personally, Tank is more than just power for sure. I think that's a erroneous assessment. He's definitely power and skill and all that good stuff and bonbons. But I will say this though, I do think that skill fighters are winning. You see what I'm saying? I think skill fighters are winning. And I don't believe in that pillow fist is nonsense. In fact, issue number 2 was about what? Of Doc's Corner, it was about power. And the main statement was that everybody has power because power is not just about being strong. It's also about timing. It's also about balance. It's also about delivery, right? You know what I'm saying? And so, and setup. So, you know, we saw that with Devin Haney when he dropped Regis Rougarou Prograis in the 3rd round and he dropped Brian the Storm Norman in the 2nd round. But yeah, I think that power punchers, I want to say they're having a bad year though, because look, Big Dog Willie, look what Fabio Worley did. And we anticipated that, right? I said that Fabio Wardley would beat Joseph Parker, who was considered the more skilled guy. So I wouldn't say Power Punchers are having a bad year, but I will say Tank fans in particular. I was having a bad year. Hell, my boy Cinnamon lost to Bud. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Bud and give Bud all the respect. And of course, Gervonta Tank Davis looked very shaky against Lamont Roach with a draw, and then which was controversial. And then he turned around and was going to fight Jake Paul. I don't like that. But I wouldn't say that Power Punchers are having a bad year. I would just say that Tank fans aren't having the best year. I would say that, though. I agree with that. Rick Tibbs said, happy Wednesday, man. Happy Wednesday, my brother. Hump day? Sir, man. 154 is kind of unclear. Oh, it's definitely unclear, B-Dog. Oh, 154 is definitely unclear. That's why it's the best division. It has the most parity and the most depth, right? Yeah, 154 is. So what I'm saying that I think that they're the best, I'm saying that I'm capable of saying somebody that I could justify or debate is the best. I'm not saying that they're the bona fide definitive best. No, it's all opinionated. You know what I'm saying? 135 is opinionated right now. Shakur is doing his thing to mix it up. I think Shakur and Tank is between those two. 126 is no definitive best either. I think it's between Rafael Espinosa and Stephen Coolboy Fulton, because Stephen Coolboy, you could really make an argument for Fulton being the best because Fulton has a win over one of the champions. Angelo Leo has one loss, and that one loss came to Stephen Fulton. Even though it wasn't at 126, but my point is that nobody else has another win over the other champions in the division. No one else could say the same thing. So I could make a strong argument that Stephen Fulton is the best, but for me, Rafael Espinosa El Divino is the best at 126. So I'm just saying that those are the guys. Like, of course, you could make an argument for Jai being the best at cruiserweight, but it's not definitive, right? I would make an argument for Zerto, but you can make an argument for a lot of people. So yeah, I'm not saying that the guys that I think are the best are the bona fide de facto best in every division, but I'm just saying that I'm aware of boxing enough to where I could effectively pick out a guy that I could justify is the best in every division, because I fuck with boxing, and that's why y'all fuck with me. You know what I'm talking about? That's why y'all fuck with me. You heard, man? Fredo, what's good, Fredo? Pugilism, what's good? Sir says, wait, you have picked against Bud consistently? Nah, bro, come on, don't do me like that, sir. Don't do that, bro. Don't do that. That's a lie. Blaspheme. Do not blasphemous. Do not blaspheme against the doctor. I have not picked against Bud consistently. I picked against Bud once and then twice. Most recently against Cinnamon, and then before that was Spence. I picked Bud to beat the undefeated Mike Tyson, mini Mike Tyson. I picked Bud to beat Gamboa, right? I picked Bud to beat Ricky Burns. I picked Bud to beat Sean Porter. I picked Bud to beat the undefeated Victor Postal. I picked Bud and I picked Bud to beat the undefeated Israel Madrimov at his debut to fight a champion. I picked Bud in every single case of his 40. I'm not gonna say I saw all of his 42 fights, or 43 fights. Is he 42-0 or 43-0 now? 42-0, right? I'm not going to say I've seen all of his 42 fights, but I've seen the vast majority of them. And the vast majority of them, I picked Bud to win. I only didn't pick Bud to win 2 times. I just happened to be wrong both times. I'm not a habitual Bud doubter. It's not even about doubting Bud. Errol Spence is one of my favorite fighters. You know what I'm saying? Bud just happened to kick the ass of my favorite fighters. That's all. You know what I'm saying? But Bud's one of my favorite fighters too. It's just I like Errol Spence more and I like Cinnamon more. That's all. But I rock with Bud. But I'm not, bro. Even if you watch my videos though, I never just say, oh yeah, Cinnamon's gonna beat Bud. No, I never trash him. I say, man, hey, Cinnamon versus Bud is like I think I said 60-40 in favor of Cinnamon. I said Spence and Bud was a 50-50. I just happen to be wrong, man. Hey, I don't get them all right now. You know what I'm talking about? I don't get them all right now. You might need those, but I don't get them all right now. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I wear my L's on my sleeve just like my dubs on my collar. You know what I'm talking about? I wear my L's on my sleeve and my dubs on my collar. And I got a lot more neck jewelry than wrist jewelry. You feel me? You know what I'm talking about? So yeah, man, I get a lot more right than I get wrong. Don't get it twisted, but I do get some wrong. I'm just not ashamed of my L's. I take my L's like a man. You know what I'm talking about? Unlike some of these guys and girls that say, oh, well, I told you that this person could have worked. Nah, bro. I mean, I do break it down and I tell you, I make my assessment and I tell you why I think somebody's going to win. But I was going with Brian Norman, and I was wrong. But I was right with Puma Martinez and Bam. And I said Bam would stop Puma in 10 rounds. And what happened? He stopped him in 10. I called that right to the T. You see what I'm saying? I was right with Abdullah Mason. I called that right. I said Abdullah Mason would win by UD, and he won by UD. I was right with Dave Benavidez, but I was off by 2 rounds. I said Dave Benavidez would beat Anthony Yarde in 9. He beat him in 7. So I was 3 for 4, man. Chill out. I was 3 for 4, man. Oster said F Bud, he a fake champ. Never fought nobody until they was all washed up. Whoa. Bud is just a boxing baby. Bud is a manufactured fighter that ducked everybody. This man Oster funny, bro. This man Oster funny. Albert says, what weight is Emiliano Vargas? Is he 147? If he does, if he is, he does have a better resume than Derek Cuevas. I'm not sure what you answered, but no, he's not 147 to answer your question. Emiliano Vargas is 140, so a weight division below. But you're asking me, does he have a better resume than Derek Cuevas? At this point, I don't know. But Derek Cuevas, I don't know if you're talking about Brian Norman. Derek Cuevas fought Brian Norman. Derek Cuevas only had 1 loss by split decision. I can't remember the gentleman he lost to, but he was ranked number 13 when Brian Norman fought him. And Derek Cuevas went, the Puerto Rican fighter, Puerto Rican American, he went all the way up to number 6. But by the time Brian Norman fought him, he was number 13. And that was a good first defense. Remember, Derek Cuevas was Brian Norman's first defense after he acquired the belt from Giovanni Santillan as an underdog. So he beat the previously undefeated 32-0 Giovanni Santillan. Brian Norman went in his backyard, his hometown of San Diego, and smoked him. And then his first defense was against Derek Cuevas. Derek Cuevas was ranked number 13 in the WBO. And per WBO rules, you could have a voluntary defense against the guy that's ranked in the top 15. So Derek Cuevas satisfied that criteria. So that was and he was the first person to ever stop him. And because Derek Cuevas only had 1 loss prior, and it was by split decision. So that was a good win. Well, I don't know the correlation you're making between Derek Cuevas and Emiliano Vargas. Let me know, Albert. And then after that, he proceeded to fight Jin Sasaki. A lot of people say, oh, who's Jin Sasaki? Jin Sasaki. We knew about Jin Sasaki. We talked about Jin Sasaki a year before anybody thought of Jin Sasaki fighting Brian Norman Jr. Go check out my catalog, chat. I talked about Jin Sasaki when they were saying Conor Ben should get a title shot with Mario Barrios. I literally made a video and said, hold on. Why should Conor Ben get a title shot? And this is before Conor Ben fought Chris Eubank Jr. the first time. Forget the second time, the first time. They were talking about before Conor Ben fought Chris Eubank the first time. They were talking about Conor Ben getting a title shot with Mario Barrios at 147. And I said, hold on. What about my boy Jin Sasaki, who's been on an 8-fight win streak? Had a fantastic fight and stoppage of the Australian Camille Bala. Right? I talked about Jin Sasaki. So a lot of people didn't know about Jin Sasaki, but if you know boxing like we know boxing, if you're a purist, pugilist enthusiast, you know what I'm saying? Expert in the game, then you would know about Jin Sasaki. He would not be a nobody. He was on an 8 or 9 fight win streak when he fought Brian Norman. He just got smoked. And he only had 1 loss prior to Brian Norman, and that was to Andy Hiroka. Andy Hiroka is another undefeated contender who's going to take on the WBA title holder, Gary Antor Russell, at 140. Where's the shame in that? We just throw away fighters for no reason. If a fighter has a blemish on the record, we call them trash.
Know your fucking place, trash.
If we never heard of somebody, we call them trash.
Know your fucking place, trash.
And then if they beat our favorite fighter, we try to say that they're not good and toss them out the house and say that they're a cheater despite never failing the test. So Jin Sasaki is a good fighter. He was a good fighter, still is a good fighter. Just Brian Norman was better. And that's why all the reason more that Devin Haney is a beast, because he beat Brian Norman, who had some good defenses. He had a good acquisition of the belt, and he had some decent defenses of the belt until he got to Devin Haney. What's the problem? Shout out to Ty. He said Jin Sasaki was booty butt cheeks. Nah, bro, chill. Jin Sasaki ain't booty butt cheeks. He's just not elite. He's just not great. He's not world level. But hey, bro. Hey, put it like this. Put it like this. Give me Jin Sasaki and Conor Ben. That's a 50-50 fight. What you say, Ty? Jin Sasaki and Conor Ben's a 50-50 fight. What you think? Jin Sasaki versus Stanionis. I think Stanionis would win, but that's a good fight. Jin Sasaki versus Shakrab Giyashov's a good fight. These are all top ranked contenders at 147. Shakrab Giyashov is a mandatory for the WBA right now. I think him and Jin Sasaki is a great fight. I think Conor Ben and Jin Sasaki is a 50-50 fight. I think Amante Stanionis and Jin Sasaki's another good fight. So, you know what I'm saying? There's room for good boxers, man. He said trash versus trash.
Know your fucking place.
Okay.
Trash.
Well, I guess the Boxing Talk family would disagree with me then. I guess y'all would disagree. I think that he's good, man. I think Justin Saki's good, man. But then again, you know, I'm guilty. I think George Kambosos is good. People say, "Oh, Doc, you tripping? George Kambosos is not good." I think George Kambosos is good. So I don't know. Maybe I'm tripping. I just don't. I think there's a difference between trash, decent, good, great. There's just levels. Man. Berlanga, my boy Berlanga, despite getting mollywopped by Hamza Shiraz, I think my boy Berlanga is good. Oh man. Okay. I'm trolling a little bit. Berlanga's decent though. He may not be good, but he decent. Chakra gear shot for best rider sleep, Norman. Hey, watch your mouth, Tay. Watch your mouth, Tay. Ty says no. That's the type of layup Eddie wants. Oh, sweet. Conor Ben versus. Okay, just Saki. I see that. But but they don't want Devin Haney. You know, they don't want Lewis Crocker, who's a backroom fighter for Conor Ben. You know, they want Mario Barrios or Ryan Garcia though. Stanley is good. Kambosos is trash. That's crazy, bro. Kambosos was a champion, but come on, Rick. Don't do Kambosos like that, bro. He's a champion, bro. Come on, man. There's a lot of fighters that never acquire a title, man. Don't forget to smack that like button, y'all. I don't know why the like button has not been smacked, but the like button needs to be smacked like it owes you money. You feel me? But yeah, man, I'm opening up I wanted to talk about something else, but I can't remember. Oh, Gary Antor Russell. We finally have a date, baby. We have a approximate date. So remember we talked about Gary Antor Russell, the 140-pound champion, defending his belt against Andy Hiroka, the undefeated contender. We talked about that one being postponed. That one didn't get that fight didn't get moved along with all the other fights on the Jake Paul versus Anthony Joshua card. So remember, he was supposed to fight on Tank versus Jake, but when Tank versus Jake got rescheduled to Jake versus Anthony Joshua in December, Andy Hiroka, Gary Antor Russell defended his WBA belt. The American Gary Antor Russell defended his WBA belt against the Japanese and Ghanaian undefeated contender Andy Hiroka. That did not move with that, but it did get changed to another date, thankfully. And they're saying that the date is now January 31st or February 21st on a PBC card. So we can expect a PBC card in January, on January 31st, the last day of January, or February 21st. And I'm going to go out on a limb here. I don't know. This is me speculating now. This is Doc speculating. I'm not saying this is for sure, but I'm speculating because those dates were given. I'm going to guess that will be a co-main, or on the undercard is on the main card, of Sebastian Fundora versus Keith Thurman, right? Because we don't have a definitive date for that either, but the timeline that was anticipated was in January, February. So I'm going to guess that PBC announcing that Gary Antor Russell versus Andy Hiroka is going to be on a card on January 31st or February 21st. I'm assuming that will be on with the Sebastian Fundora Keith Thurman card, or remember, February 21st is another date by PBC as well. Remember, that's Mario Barrios defended his WBC belt against Ryan Garcia. It could be on the undercard of that as well if it goes to February 21st. So those are two big dates. I think who's fighting on January 31st? I think there was a fight that was scheduled on 31st as well. So I'm looking forward to that fight, man. That was actually why that was the only reason why I was excited for the Tank versus Jake. Not for Tank versus Jake, but I wanted to see the American Gary Antor Russell defend his WBA strap against the Ghanaian and Japanese Andy Hiroka. I thought that was the best fight on the card. And I also wanted to see Alicia Bumgarner defend her belts against Layla Badoin for the women, man. But we'll see that on the undercard of Jake versus AJ. Shout out to my brother Big Dog Willie turning me up, man. Dropping that blue hue with that bread, that cheese, that butter. My brother says Tank Maniacs are the reason why why dinosaurs went extinct. They're the reason why dinosaurs went extinct.
What?
what the hell Big Dog Willie be talking about, man? Hey, my boy, hey man, hey Big Dog Willie, Tank be living rent free in your head like this. Tank be doing the Dougie in your head. He be doing the Dougie in your head like this, bro. Hey, man. Tank Davis be doing the Dougie and Big Dog Willie said, but keep it coming, man. I appreciate it, bro. Shout out to Big Dog Willie. He said they the reasons why the meteor struck. They the reason why we got the land before time. Or the land after time, I guess. They're the reason why we got the land after time. Hey, but the phone lines are open, man. The phone lines are open, so you could call in using the link above. I covered all the topics I wanted to cover today. You know what I'm saying? Don't forget to check out the Spotify. Check out our Twitter, Instagram. We are on all platforms as Dr. Boxing Talk, man. Check out our socials, man. Appreciate it. For your listening pleasure, we are now on Spotify under Dr. Boxing Talk. The same thing on TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, Spotify, everything. Dr. Boxing Talk, man. Come rock with us. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. All right, let's get it popping. Let's see if we have any callers to tell me why we are tripping. If we have no callers, then we are going to go ahead and close shop a little early. You see what I'm saying? We will close shop a little early today. Hey, that newsletter, I think the newsletter just dropped. It's 12:02, man. Let's see if the newsletter dropped, man. Y'all, hey, I need the feedback on the newsletter too, man. Shout out to Oster. You could drop comments on the newsletter as well. Let me know what you think about it, man. Let me know what you think about this week's issue. I put a lot of work into this week's issue. Y'all let me know what y'all think, man. Hey, wait. Anybody? Hold on. I didn't get the... Wait. Oh, I got it. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Doc's Corner issue number 3 is out right now, chat. Go check it out. Written by yours truly. Shout out to Big Dog Willie. Matter of fact, let me pull it up, man. Let me see if I can pull it up real quick to give y'all a little, you know, I'm talking about give y'all a little taste. Those y'all that don't know what y'all missing. Let me see if I can pull it up a little bit. Let me see if I can pull it up, baby. Let's see if I can pull it up on the stream. You know what I'm saying? Give y'all a little preview. You feel me? See if I give y'all a little preview. Let's see. Give y'all a little preview. Bro. Oh, I was clicking on the wrong thing, getting mad. Let's see if I can give y'all a little preview, man. God is good. God is good. All the time and all the time. God is good. Check out the little preview of Doc's Corner issue number 3, man. And check this out. What I did for y'all. Those of you who don't like to read, because I know some of y'all lazy don't like to read. Check it out. If you click on the top of it.
Doc's Corner issue. 3 Docs prognoses the art of setting traps. How
art of
elite
setting
fighters
traps.
make knockouts look easy.
Come on
Doc's
now.
Good family. Doc's back in your inbox. Today, we're diving into the skill casual fans never notice, but real students of the sport obsess over: the trap, the setup, the moment a fighter forces a mistake and punishes it. Let's break down the science of control.
All right, that's it. Y'all don't get no more, man.
Listening pleasure. We are now on Spotify.
Y'all don't get no more, man.
Dr. Boxing Talk. The same thing on TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, Spotify, everything. Dr. Boxing Talk, man. Come rock with us. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am.
Oh, that was just a web view too. That was just a web view. When you get an email though, it looks like this on the email. When you get email, this is what it looks like. You know what I'm saying? You see the colors, the blue and the red. Come on now. The blue corner, the red corner. Come on, man. You feel me? That's what it looks like in your email, in your inbox. The other one was just a web page view. But that's all right. You don't get no more, man. That's just a free taste. It is a free boxing newsletter too. It is free. Don't think you got to pay. It's free, man. You know what I'm saying? We bringing boxing education to you for free, man. I'm just doing God's work in the boxing realm. You feel me? Shout out to my brother Big Dog Willie, dropping that bread, that cheese, that. Hold on now. Before we get to it, this is it right here. Doc's Corner, man. Doc's Corner. It's a free weekly newsletter written by yours truly, man. The link is in the chat. Shout out to my brother Big Dog Willie, dropping that bread, that cheese, that butter. He says, take maniacs are the reason why we don't have hey, take maniacs are the reason why we don't have world peace.
Yeah.
Why the dinosaurs went extinct?
Yeah.
Why we don't have a cure for cancer?
Yeah.
A cure for AIDS?
Yeah.
And we have poverty.
Yeah.
All because of Tank fans, according to Big Dog Willie. Oh my goodness, bro. Ty says Richard Pena, Mickey Bailey, Selby, then Teofimo Lopez was a solid run to a championship. Cambosos ain't ass. Talk to him, Ty. Talk to bro. We forget that he beat Teofimo. Mickey Bay. Come on, bro. They be sleeping on Cambosos. Talk to him, Ty. They be hating. You know what I'm saying? We be calling people bums. Brian Norman also is not a bum. Brian Norman's going to bounce back. Look, people, what I tell you, bro. I told y'all Frank the Ghost Martin was going to bounce back. He's about to fight Rancis Barthélemy. Just because he lost to Tank, where's the shame in that? I told y'all Mario Barrios was going to bounce back when he lost to Tank. Look what happened. Champion at a higher weight division. I said Isaac Pitbull Cruz was going to bounce back when he lost to Tank. He became a title holder. He's an interim title holder right now, 140 for the WBC. He was a former WBA champion, full champion. I said Rayo, well, I didn't really say Rayo was going to bounce back, but he bounced back too. You know what I'm saying? I said Stephen Coolboy Fulton was going to bounce. I actually picked Inoue to beat Fulton, but I said that, Fulton will bounce back after he lost to Inoue. Come on, man. I don't give up on fighters, man. Caleb Plant's one of my favorite fighters. I think he just suffered the upset of the year. Armando Resendez whooped him. I still think my boy Sweet Hands will bounce back. Now, if he fights Jamal Charlo, he gonna lose that one. He might lose that one, but I don't give up on fighters, man. I really like boxing, bro. There's some fighters that be like, oh yeah, he ain't gonna make it. Don't get me wrong, but some fighters, man, we give up just because they have a blemish on their record, bro. You know what I'm saying? Ty said he's finna pull up. All right, bet. He said it's not Tank, it's his disciples. Oh, I'm asleep. He said Tank need Diddy. Hey, yo, we gonna pause that.
No Diddy.
We definitely gonna pause that, sir. He Tank tattooed on his neck. I still won't believe he. Hey, yo. He still won't believe he's straight. He dancing like this in your head, just like Big Dog Willie is. He dancing in your head and Big Dog Willie like this. That's crazy. Oh man, Fredo says, do you think the yard of today would be too big of a step up for Whitaker? Nah, I don't think so. Whitaker's fighting this weekend, no? I can't remember who he's fighting, but I think that'd be I don't think it'll be too big of a step up. I mean, Ben Whitaker has a lot of hype behind him, man. I like Ben Whitaker, but he got to show me, man. I haven't forgotten that first match with Liam Cameron, how he seemed so flustered. So I'm not convinced yet. I think that would be a big step up. I'm not sure if he wins that. That's a good fight. But look, though, I'm so glad you brought up Anthony Yarde, Fredo. Because look, this is what I tell people. We need Anthony Yardes of the world. Anthony Yarde's a good fighter. Yes, he lost all his big fights, but he lost to all champions, right? He lost to David Benavidez. Where's the shame in losing to the Mexican Monster? Where's the shame in losing to the Beterbiev, who's a former undisputed champion? Where's the shame into losing to Sergey the Crusher Kovalev? He wasn't quite the full crusher, but he was still crushing stuff. You know what I'm saying? And then his other loss was to Lyndon Arthur, right? And he avenged that loss. They fought a trilogy. He won two out of the 3 times. Anthony Yarde's a good fighter. He would be a good fight for Ben Whitaker. That's the thing. We say he's trash. It's like Brian Norman. Brian Norman has 1 loss to Devin Haney, and he's trash. Even Jin Sasaki, I know we were joking around, but wouldn't Jin Sasaki be very similar to Anthony Yarde? We know him, his 2 biggest fights he lost, right? To Brian Norman, and he lost to Andy Hiroka. So we could say that he loses his biggest fights, but he lost to guys that are undefeated at the time and was a champion at the time in Brian Norman. So it's like watching, I give people this analogy all the time. It's like, can you imagine saying that you just want to see good fighters and just call the fighters trash like they shouldn't box anymore? It's like trying to watch the NBA and you only want to watch Steph Curry, LeBron, Giannis, Jason Tatum, Jokic, and stuff. Like, you need the role players. You need the guys that might drop 30 on you. You need guys like Jalen McDaniels. You can't just have Anthony Edwards. There wouldn't be enough players to make 30 teams, right? You can't just have the superstars, bro. You can't just have Victor Wembanyama. You need Castle too. You feel me? So we need to get out of that mentality. Like, we need if we just have the big boxers, then what happens when Gervonta doesn't fight Shakur? Or what happens when Dimitri Bivol doesn't fight Beterbiev? We not gonna get no fights. So there's good fights and there's upsets for a reason. Like, who in their right mind thought that Resendez was gonna beat Caleb Plant. We literally have a category for that called upset of the year. Upsets happen. Ain't nothing given, man. Look what happened with Jaime Munguia. Everybody thought Bruno Soros was going to be a cakewalk. He went back in his home country of Mexico, in his hometown in Tijuana, and put him to sleep. He came from France to do that. Upsets happen, bro. No one thinks Bruno Soros is the best, but he was good enough to upset Jaime Munguia. Look at Liam Paul, one of the many upsets that we called, by the way. Liam Paul went from Australia, traveled to the hometown of Puerto Rico of Subra Matias, and beat him as an upset. So it's boxing, baby. That's why we love it, man. I don't want to live in a boxing world where I know the outcome of every fight. That's what makes it interesting. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, I got you, Oster, but Ty is first. Shout out to my brother Ty, man. Bodega Ty in the building, man. PhD in boxing talk in the building. What's good, bro? Oh, Ty's on mute right now. I'm going to come back to Ty. I think he's busy. I'm going to pull up Oster. I'm going to let Oster get off first, and then we're going to come back to Ty. Ty's on mute right now. Probably busy. Probably at work. Shout out to my boy calling in during work. We going to call up Oster now. What up, Oster? My guy.
What's poppin'?
Man, chilling, man. Appreciate you calling in, man. Shout out to my brother OGO in the building. Yes, sir, man. What's good, man? Ain't nothing much, man. Talk to me, bro. What you feeling this morning, man? Or afternoon now for me.
I ain't see you on. I seen you on. I'm like, oh shit. I thought you put a post up, and I said, oh, he live.
Yeah, I'm live, man. I'm trying to go. I just, it's all good. I just changed my schedule, so we're gonna do Monday, Wednesday, Fridays, and we're gonna do Monday and Friday at 7 p.m. Good Lord willing, and Wednesday at 10:30 a.m. I'm test out the morning stream, and then if I look at like the analytics and stuff and see the engagement, if it's lower or higher, we're just gonna adjust accordingly. But right now, tentatively, I'm gonna keep it Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern time, Wednesday at 10:30 a.m. Eastern time, and then Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern time. But of course, we're gonna do like the fight nights too. Of course, we're gonna do Saturday if a fight's on, or you know what I'm saying, a fight's on in the morning on Wednesday in Japan or something. We're gonna do that. But yeah.
Yeah, my dumb ass, you said that to us the other day.
I did, but it's all good, bro. It's all good.
Yeah.
I appreciate you rocking, man.
So so what's this thing they talking about with with the Rolly and Dev? You think that's gonna be next?
Man, I hope so. Do I think so? Nah, I'm gonna be honest, man. I like Rolly. You know, I like Rolly. But I don't think, for me, until proven otherwise, when I hear a fighter call another fighter boring, I don't care if it's Isak Cruz calling Shakur boring, or Rolly calling Devin boring. To me, or Connor calling Devin boring. To me, that's just them telling you that they don't want to fight him.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't think
that's
they'll win.
That's the new lingo in boxing.
That's the new lingo in boxing. Lingo. Facts. So
that's the new lingo. That's why they changed that running into power and all this. That's why they put all that BS in the game so they can get these little narratives to duck around.
Right. So yeah. Unfortunately, Rolly is called Devin boring and say he puts people to sleep quite a few times. So I don't think I think he's just gonna say why would I fight him? That's boring. The fans don't want to see that. I think so.
See, but you know why it'd be cat? Because they say if it don't make no money, it don't make no sense.
Talk to him.
So when you say that about a fight, and now you're talking like this, but this is a money fight for you, period, point blank. So it makes sense. Mm-hmm. You get what I'm saying? And if it's a boring dude, you can get him out of there. I bet it'd be more exciting than you and Ryan Garcia. That was only hype because Ryan is a TD taker. That's why that was hype. He's a plan. You know what I'm saying? You're the one to get in there. Conor Ben did that. He did the same thing. All of a sudden, the wild thing is that this is what I'm saying. And I'm not a Dev fan, Doc. You know this. I'm not a Dev fan at all. I know. But I'm just saying, it's funny how people reacting to Dev with all this, and nobody want to get in the ring with a boring fighter.
Right.
I don't understand. And he got a belt now.
He got a belt now. So ain't no reason not to fight him now. Right.
You're gonna have to get in the ring with him at some point. Right. You, Rolly, we talking to you, Rolly. Right. Forget you, Conor Ben. You got to get something to even have a conversation. You ain't doing nothing over there. You got that little bird that just chirping. You just like the little bird that wake you up in the morning time. You that bird that just be chirping. Yep. Just to be chirping. That's you.
Yep. That's Conor Ben. Facts.
You got your head on another man's shoulder like you sleep. He put his hand on top of your head. I tell you what, these little hand gestures. You see how Eddie Hearn did that? Pat Martin. Pop, pop, pop. Yeah. Sit down. I'm gonna protect you. Don't worry. I ain't gonna put you in the ring with him. Don't worry about it.
Facts. No, you're right about that, bro. You're right about that. You're absolutely right about that. And just a few seconds before he was mouth wide open, shocked that Devin Haney dropped Brian Norman. Just a few seconds before, now he's asleep. Get out of here, bro.
Yeah.
You know who didn't have any knockdowns in the fight before? He had a knockdown in his last fight against a compromised Chris Eubank Jr. But the fight before, there were no knockdowns. So it was come on, bro. Like, I will say this. I'm not saying Devin Haney's the most exciting fighter. That's definitely not true. So, but to make it seem like, oh, because knockouts don't happen or knockdowns don't happen, it's a boring fight, and especially when a knockdown did happen, it's crazy, bro.
Yeah, you know it's crazy, Doc.
What's that?
Big knockdowns. They think knockdowns win fights. They think power win fights. They got it all mixed up, man. They got it all mixed up. For real, for real. I've seen somebody get knocked down twice and win a fight. Ask Virgil.
Virgil Ortiz, yep.
What's
the name too? Joseph Parker. When he beat Zay Zhang, he got dropped twice.
So you ain't got to never knock nobody down to beat them. Like some people never been knocked down and they champions. How about that one? Huh? Yeah, some people never been knocked down either.
Devin Haney, let me tell it, because those knockdowns ain't counting to me. He was cheating.
I'm trying to tell you. So
the fight ain't
it is
count,
what it is.
So.
I know perfection. I know people hate perfection, especially bots.
That's what
especially
it is.
People that want narratives. That perfection is like that's like a kryptonite to them. They can't stand that.
Yep.
They can't stand it. Every time they see it, they put it in your face. I mean, listen. Anybody that I say that was garbage or has something I want, because he got a belt now. So Deb is the only one with no target with a belt. That's new.
Come on now.
That's new.
With a belt, bro. With a belt, bro.
New. Yeah, nobody want to fight to do with the belt. He just got here. This is his first fight. Yo, running already? Yo, this is man's first fight. Yo, running already. That's crazy.
They know what time
you're running from a feather for your dude.
Because they ain't want to fight Brian Norman. They ain't want to fight Brian Norman. And now the guy beat Brian Norman. They definitely ain't gonna fight him now.
Yeah. Nobody want to fight the boxers. Everybody want to turn it around and say they boring. No. Nobody want to fight the skills no more. Everybody want to sit in there like Rock'em Sock'em and all that. Nobody want to fight nobody with skills no more. Everybody with skills is boring. I'm starting to notice that. That's starting to be the new lingo. Yep.
Shout out to him. He said, then we gonna go to Ty after this. Let me get his time in. He said, Fredo said Abdullah got dropped twice in the same round, champ. Yeah, facts. Yeah, but he won, right? Now anyway got dropped by two different people, didn't he? Now anyway got dropped by Ramon Cardenas, right? But people say,
Cheeto
he
Trinidad
won.
Got dropped his whole career.
Right. Now anyway got dropped by Louis Neary as well. He won. Nobody says nothing. But Abdullah Basin, they want to focus on the fact he got dropped by a big puncher, Johan Vasquez, when he was 20 years old. Abdullah Basin was 20. Or he might have been 19 now at that point. Yeah, I think he was 20. Ain't nothing wrong with getting dropped. He recovered, man. But yeah, man, shout out to my brother Ty, man. Hey, Osa, let me give Ty his 3 minutes, bro. Don't go nowhere. I'm gonna pull you back up though. I'm gonna just give Ty his time. All right, bet. Ty in the building. What's good, brethren? My guy, man. Appreciate your patience, man.
Here, it's your boy Bodega Ty.
Hey.
Could you give me my drop facts at the bodega?
Oh man, I can't, bro. I lost it, bro. I've been looking for it, bro. Give me a second. Let me see if I can find it. Give me a second. I was looking for it just like 2 days ago. I was like, bro, I don't know where I put it.
I just sent you some receipts.
Hold on. Let me get you right though. Hold on. Let me get you right. Cause I could not find it, bro. I was like, where is it at, dog? I was just looking for it. I don't know what I did with it, bro. I put it in a folder and I lost the folder. Or sorry, I forgot what folder I put it in. Gosh dang it, bro. And I got so many gosh dang folders, dog. Give me a second. Let me see if I can find it. Ah, found it. Come on now. It was in this folder. Okay, give me a second. Let me set it up real quick.
All right.
Let me set it up, man. For my boy. What? No, it's not letting me. All right, here we go. Got it. Got it. Give me a quick second. But yeah, man, he did get dropped. There's nothing wrong with getting dropped though. Nothing wrong with getting dropped. But that's not the point that Oster was making. You just say that's how people act like. You know what I'm saying? Abdullah Mason is a champ right now though, man. Oh, I misunderstood what you were saying, Fredo. I see what you're saying now. You were just adding. I thought you were saying it's a bad thing. I apologize, Fredo. I misunderstood what
Fact
you
check.
said. Abdullah Basin
Fact
got
checks from the
dropped twice in
bodega
same round,
featuring
and
Ty
now he's the
Morrissey.
champ. Okay, sorry. I understand, bro. My fault, bro. I misunderstood what you said. Commas, man.
Fact check. Fact checks from the bodega.
All right. Let me. I'm almost done, chat. All right, bro. I got your fact check, bro. You ready? Let me know when you ready, bro.
This the clip right here.
Fact check. Fact checks from the bodega
pulled up
featuring Ty Morrissey.
The evidence.
That.
Hold on. Oh shit! I'll be right back.
Okay. Do you think? Fredo said, my bad for no. Nah, you ain't got to use a combo. But I was just saying, that's why I was confused because I read it as, I thought you were saying like, I just read it wrong. The comma would help me read it right though. Because I want to pause and realize what you said. You see what I'm saying? No, you ain't got to apologize, bro. It's the internet, man. You good, Fredo. I was just talking trash. That's all.
I got a call from the boss.
Okay.
I mean, I gotta go to the gym.
Okay.
But I'm gonna be brief.
Now do your thing, bro.
Cause El Gato, if he tried what he trying, it's gonna be brief.
But
let me
I see
give y'all the backstory about
Rolly.
Rolly.
You want me to play it? What you sent me? Or
I mean, get a backstory to him real quick.
Okay.
Rolly been rivals with Devin since they were, what is it, 17 and 15? Because you know he's a little older.
Mm-hmm.
Low key, Devin thought that they got a box.
Uh-oh.
If we joking. Because he was at the Mayweather gym at the same time. So they always had a rivalry, and you know, Ryan was in the mix. But every time it comes time for them to fight, somebody emphatically says no.
Uh-oh.
And it ain't never been Devin. It looks bad when your promoter is always trying to put you in that fight, but you back out. You said this man was your son. Then you denounced him, say he had bad genes.
Yep.
You'll knock him out. X, Y, Z. I would like to see this fight, but I think it's highly unlikely.
Me too.
Roll the clip.
Which one? The first one?
Yeah.
Got you.
I mean, I saw you recently talk about the Gervonta Davis fight. If you do keep boxing, you'd rather do that fight than a Devin Haney fight. But a Devin Haney fight would be a great fight too, don't you think, Rolly? That's the unification.
Man, I'm gonna be honest with you. You know, like, and, you know, me and Bill, we've been talking, and you know, and Bill's a great guy. I really do respect Bill. You know, but me and Bill, we've been keeping this a secret a very long time. I'm actually Devin's biological father.
He my man too.
See, I really thought you were being serious there for a minute. Gonna say you guys squashed it, or we talked about a fight coming, or
no, I'm Devin's biological father. He didn't take my last name for other reasons, but yeah.
You know, after hearing that, they're only gonna want that fight more, Rolf.
They don't want the fight that much, from what I'm hearing. They're asking for too much fucking money. More money than what fucking Devin's worth, because he doesn't even fill up an arena. The fucking star right there is me. The one that over there is filling the crowd, the exciting fighter there is me. Or am I wrong? Because I mean I'm not even gonna let you answer that question. But we know what it is.
But there is talks, there have been some talks about.
You got to the point where he played about them asking for too much money.
Sean, I'll fight you right now.
You cut
but I
right
want
there.
$100 million. You think somebody's gonna put that shit up? You think somebody's gonna put up $100 million?
Right.
No, hell no, not for me.
Okay, well I mean.
He went to Eddie Hearn. They put a package together and got in contact with Floyd. Floyd accepted that shit. And was willing to send his ass to the zone. And the other clips I sent you are the aftermath of him getting pressed.
Oh, we play the next one, the primetime one?
The Aki one probably tells what Floyd did.
Which one is that? Oh, I see it. Okay, bet. All right, this is from Ty. Oh, will I get copyright for this one? Is his vid?
Yeah.
I might get which part? You know?
You
I might be straight. No, I'm gonna play. I might be straight. I might be straight. If so, I'll just cut it out.
I want it. Rolly Jr. needs a sister. Her name's Angelica Jr. It's that green belt. Name me after my actual sister. Oh, Devin Haney.
Rolly said some cringing kind of things for me. I mean, I call it cringe because
Fake ass, Mexico ass, email ass champion. Daddy bought his career. Daddy bought him a win in Mexico that they raised the other motherfucker's hand. So y'all can all go. Haney is the biggest, not just at 135, in boxing. So don't give me that shit. Devin Haney is the biggest in boxing. If I'm so easy, fight me and whoop my ass. But no, because he knows he's a chinny, frail ass little.
just to hear him say it, and I guess, you know, with the passion that he said it, made me believe that he has some kind of grudge against Dev for some reason, right? And the things that he said, you just don't think that somebody feels that way, especially in a sport that you guys supposed to be comrades. We know that you perform, you put your life on the line, but at the same time, there should be some kind of respect that fighters have for each other. And Rolly, he violated that. He stepped over the line of trash talk and said some things that he shouldn't have said. Where is he at now? Because I think he's missing. Because the last thing I heard is that Dev said that he contacted.
That's why it's good to remember stuff that happened in boxing.
Green lighted to fight.
People act like some of this stuff don't happen.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
So he said he contacted Floyd. Floyd green-lighted the fight. Now Rolly went missing after that. Facts on facts on facts. That's a fact check. Let me play Ty real quick. That's a fact checks from the bodega. Fact check. Fact checks from the bodega featuring Ty Morissette. That's a fact checks from bodega. Ty in the building, man. That's crazy. That's crazy. See how Ty got his own emote? You want that? That's what happens when you got your PhD in boxing talk. You know what I'm saying? That's the highest tier membership, man. Shout out to my brother Ty, man. See, he got his own emote, man.
Rolly wasn't seen or heard of until he was at a fight. And they put that camera in his face. Oh, no, he's not my son no more.
He ain't my son no more, man. I was just joking, man. Let me pull up Oster, man. Yes, sir, man. No, go ahead, cook. I'll just pull up Oster so you can join the conversation. I'm gonna let y'all cook, man. He said he went ghost, chat. Pugilism says, always give Bill Senior respect for giving us Bud versus Canelo. Thanks for the plugging that in Bud's ear. That's a fact, Pugilism. Yeah, I think he did that, man. I thought we got to give, I think it was Oster said, or somebody was saying, or was been tired, maybe both, that Bill Haney, the gosh dang matchmaker, best matchmaker in boxing. Hey, yo, bro, y'all got to stop it, man. Y'all got to stop it, man. Bill Haney is definitely a matchmaker, though. I mean, look at his son's career, you know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna be honest too. That's why I didn't really care for it. I always thought I was like, but which is what boxing. That's what boxing is. Excuse me, my bad for covering my mouth. That's what boxing is, right? Matchmaking. And so he got to wear that hat because he's independent, DHP, right? So, you know, that's what Frank Warren is. We saw that demonstrated in full effect when he went 5 for 5. You know what I'm saying? He went 5-0 against Eddie Hearn in Matchroom. So it shows that Frank Warren's better at the very least that you could conclude from that 5v5 is that Frank Warren's a better matchmaker than Eddie Hearn. That's why he went 5-0. He went 5 for 5 in the 5v5. You feel me? So I think that matchmaking is very important. Oscar De La Hoya is a match. That's what he does too. And so everybody matchmakes. So I gotta understand. If I'm talking for myself now, literally, like I thought Devin Haney was very selective with his opponents. Like I said, that's why I went with Ryan Garcia. But I'm not saying that in a bad way though. You still have to win. So I'm saying I just thought that it was less risk involved as far as when and how you fought them. But everybody does that. You know what I'm saying? Everybody does that for the most part. There's some that go when they fight anybody. Like remember when Jared Anderson, he went against the grain and fought Martin Bacoli and he paid for it. Sometimes the fighters will go against the grain and go against what they're advised. But you know, and like I said, even if you still, I'm not saying that to discredit him, because even still, I mean, look who Ja Batai is fighting, right? Like who's his signature win? So people get moved accordingly. That's part of boxing until it's like a big fight where it's like, okay, bet this best, like an Errol Spence and Terrence Bud Crawford, or like a Terrence Crawford and a Canelo, or like a Beterbiev and Bivol. That's when you know what I'm saying, now it's worth taking the super risk because y'all established yourself as a top 2 or whatever. Shout out to my brother Oscar Perez. When'd you sneak in here, bro? When'd you sneak in here, bro? Shout out to me, Hermano Carnal, big member in the building. Shout out to Oscar Perez. Yes, man. Shout out to MMA Boxing Addicts. He said, salute, Dr. Best. Salute to you too, bro. Could I have your thoughts on Subra Matias testing under the .1? Yeah, go check out the video, bro. I dropped the video on that, man. Go check out the video, bro. Yeah, check out the video. That's the last video I dropped. I dropped it last night. He said, and the New York State Athletic Commission, yep, NYSAC, possibly letting the fight happen still. I think it should happen. If it's under the threshold, that's the rules. I like the fact that he tested 0.085 nanograms per milliliter. I think the fight should happen. Does that mean that he's absolved of all guilt? I don't think so. I don't think those things are the same, but because it's under the threshold, that's why we have rules. You see what I'm saying? So I'm not when I say I'm a proponent for the rules, I believe in the science that these people have utilized to come up with these decisions. And they said if they deem that 0.1 nanograms per milliliter is okay, if you're under that, then that's okay, because there are some things as contamination, but there are some things as microdosing as well. So I'm not saying that he should be absolved of guilt, but I think we should wait till the investigation is complete. I think that's an appropriate thing to do. And then if it is concluded that the point that he came in at 0.085, I'm cool with it, because the threshold is 0.1 nanograms per milliliter. But I want to be very clear though, when people say that's a trace amount, what Subra Matias has is a small amount, but even some people wouldn't consider it a trace, because some people consider traces as barely being detectable. You know what I'm saying? But I would consider that a trace amount. But what's not a trace amount is if you're going to call Subra Matias at 0.085 under the 0.1 threshold, if that's a trace amount, then there's no way in hell that you can say Ryan Garcia, who tested at 6 nanograms per milliliter. So if you know basic math, 6 nanograms per milliliter is how many times bigger than 0.1 nanograms per milliliter? It's 60 times bigger. So there's no way that something that could be 60. There's no way something could be 60 times the allowable limit and be considered a small what they call trace, inconsequential amount. There's no way. He's 60 times the legal limit. In fact, Amir Khan tested at 0.5 nanograms per milliliter, which is 5 times the allowable limit. And Ryan Garcia tested 3 times more than that, or whatever it is. Oh, well, yeah, whatever it is. So it's crazy, bro.
Crazy.
Yeah. Sorry, I said 3 times. 12 times more than that. 12 times more than that, because he was 0.5 and Amir Khan was 0.5. He was 6. Sorry, 12 times more than that. Excuse me. But yeah, man, go check out the last video. I break it down though. MMA Boxing Addicts. But shout out to Oster, man. Talk to me, bro. People crazy, bro.
It's crazy in these drug streets, Doc.
Yeah, bro. He on them SARMs, bro. Them selective androgen receptor modulators, bro. Come on, I can break it down for you now. This is what I do, baby. That's what I do, baby. You know what I'm saying? We really do this. You ain't with that fake outrage stuff, but I'm just saying that, yeah, man, we got to call it for what it is, bro. And one more thing, also, shout out to Al Boogie said, if it's below the limit, then he's good to go. So exactly, there's no argument. People try to make it seem like, oh, this is debatable or this is controversial. No, if he's below the limit, he's below the limit. Fight goes on. The reason why Ryan Garcia was wrong, because he was above the limit, significantly, exponentially above the limit, 6 times above the limit. So when people say, oh, it's inconsequential, bro, you're crazy. No, sorry, I said 6 times. He was 60 times. Sorry. He came in at 6 nanograms per milliliter. The threshold is 0.1 nanograms per milliliter. He was 60. The number after 59, the number before 61, 60. You tell me if you can be 60 times the allowable alcohol limit. You think you're not going to jail? Can you be 60 times the speed limit? You not getting a ticket? Tell me something that you could be 60 times the limit and be okay. That's how dumb these Ryan Garcia fans are.
Ryan Garcia?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Tell me anything in life where you could be 60 times the allowable threshold. You could surpass the threshold by 60 times in anything. Forget PEDs. Forget boxing. Anything in life. Anything in life can you be 60 times the allowable limit and people say it's inconsequential. I'll wait. Not bad. Go ahead, Oster.
No,
It's crazy, bro. It's crazy, bro.
No,
Like,
that's crazy
it's annoying, though.
You will sit there and accept Ryan Garcia, like you said, there's 6 times, and you want
60.
to bash somebody that's under.
Right.
He's under the limit. He's
under the
it.
limit.
Like, he's
under.
Like, you know how you got a speed limit in the street, and they be like, yo, you okay, you good because you under the speed limit. So you good. You know what I'm saying? You're not over. You're not over. So I don't understand. It's like common sense, but people
common sense.
They be tripping with common sense, man. I'm telling you. Like I tell you in boxing, I think that's the new lingo. That's the new ducking lingo. They say all this stuff. That's the new ducking lingo. But about Dev, though, Doc, I really know what the problem is with Dev. I know what everybody's problem is. They put it in all the time. It's Dev the money. It has nothing to do with in the ring. All that's cap. All that's cap. Every time they mention Dev father, they mention about Dev and his father. I'm telling you, they mention about Dev and his father. They mad about that relationship with that money. They can't beat him. They worry about the money. They can't beat him in the ring for some reason. He got all the flaws that a boxer could have. But I don't understand. It's crazy to me. And I'm telling you, if you take the money, I guarantee if Dev and his father go from being independent and get on Top Rank or something like that, they're like Dev again. Guarantee that. I'm because everything they say about Dev, everything they say about it, he's winning. And I don't understand that all the intention on Dev. It's not like he got a loss. And the loss he got, well, he ain't got no loss. So we can not even talk about that. But they're going to put that in fruition because they're going to keep doing like Rolly. You hear Rolly, we hear Rolly talking. Rolly talking about him and his pops. You talking about him and his pops. Which one you talking about, the box or the dad? What's up, man? Y'all got too much going on. No, y'all got too much going on, man. Right. You mad at the dad to the point where you want to get in the ring with the dad, but you talking about the son. So which one you got the problem with?
Exactly.
That's what I want to know, Dr. I'm dead serious with that one. That's crazy when it comes to dad. They be tripping. But the most they do, it opens it up. It really let people know what type of time he was on. You know what I mean? Because you can't deny accolades, man. Come on, man. That's like somebody saying you stupid. That's like somebody saying you dumb. Right. No, honestly, I don't care.
Oh, you talking about me? Be specific. I appreciate that, bro. Shout out to my brother Oster, man. Shout out to you, bro. Appreciate it. I thought you were just speaking in general.
I don't care if the person got a PhD. He still can't say you dumb because you got a PhD too. What are you talking about?
Thank you, bro. Thank you, bro.
It don't make no sense, man. Yeah, you can go die. I'm checking it. It just go on and on, man.
Yeah, bro. And then these are the people that's what I know. But I was listening. I be listening to like motivational talks and stuff like that. And I was listening to Steve Harvey one today, and he was talking about like he said, bro, when I'm on the wall and I'm up, he said, what I look like argue with somebody that's on the floor. He said, basically you can say whatever you want about me, whether you like Steve Harvey or not. I'm not talking about that, but like he was just saying that like when people talk trash about, he said people talk trash about me all the time, but or they denounce anything I do or whatever. He's like, bro, what I look like argue with them, and sometimes I got to realize that sometimes bro, honestly, Oster, I be trying to help folks see, but you gotta say some people don't want to see. You can bring a horse to the water. You can't force it to drink. So I be trying to, I be really trying to put it out there. So, but some people they want to see what they want to see. So I just let that junk go down. You say whatever you want, bro. I'm gonna give you the information. You do what you want with it, bro. You know what I'm saying? You want to use it or not? So
Yo, my heart be broke because I realize, like you said, my heart be broke when I be talking to people. Is I realize that they want to be stupid.
Yeah.
I realize they really want to be dumb. They don't even want to try to even think. I don't care what you tell them. They just want to be that. I be looking at them like, damn, it's bad out here, man. I feel for you, bro. Yo, for real, I feel for you, bro.
You feel me?
Because you do your research, dog. You don't just be talking to be talking.
Thank
so if
you,
I
bro.
got something to say to you, you should listen to it because I don't got time to be talking to you, to be honest with you. So if I was to say something, you should take heed to what I'm saying.
Right.
Like, honestly, man. Come on, man. For real. What many times do you want to keep playing this game, man?
Same game, bro. And it's like, what we talking about, like, oh, who's better, David Benavidez or David Burrell. That's something we go back and forth on. But this is very rigid, bro. Like, it's a test. You have a quantitative value. If it's under this value, you're good. If it's over this value, you're not. It's very concrete, bro. It's as simple as 1, 2, 3, ABC. There's nothing to add. There's no feelings. Everything else is just you imposing your, imposing your gosh dang emotions to it. I ain't got time to, you know what I'm saying, argue with your mama, man. Hey, give me one quick second. Shout out to my brother Ty, man, with the big renewal of his membership for 12 months and a PhD in boxing talk, the big boy heat. I appreciate that, bro. Big membership.
The people that made the test.
Hold on, the animation runner. He said, in the words of Devin, they say everything except let's fight. That's a fact. Now, I just appreciate that, Ty. Let's go, man. Big boy membership right there, man. Shout out to all the members in any capacity, but special shout out to Ty today because he did a big PhD in boxing talk. Y'all see it. But go ahead, Osho. I just didn't want them to hear you. I want them to be able to hear you. They can't hear you with the animation running. He said, nah, you good, bro. You good. Oh, before you go, let me read this real quick. Oscar says, it's funny how big channels that supported Garcia are now saying he's a cheater. Right. But it don't matter because he ain't special, right? They don't understand Matias a champ. Ryan has never been a champ. Exactly. Man, Rolly and Connor ducking Devin like Trump ducking the economic stats in the Epstein files is crazy. Good morning, George. Shout out to George, man. But yeah, no, I agree. Like, it's like, that's the issue I have. It's like, especially the people that are trying to crucify Super Matias. We got to be careful. We don't want anybody to cheat, but there's no way that you can question Super Matias from his measurement and not question Ryan Garcia. Like, where are the people that were defending Ryan Garcia should be defending Super Matias. They should also be defending Francisco Rodriguez. And they should also defend Louis Neary. They should also defend Jarrell Baby Miller, Conor Ben, because none of them were 60 times. Ryan Garcia was on to, like, I don't know, bruh. That man was trying to walk through cars and walk through buildings. Like, he was trying to turn into the Hulk.
That nigga was scared.
You feel me? That's it right there. There you go. That man took the whole bottle. He said, oh no, I'm gonna take all this. I'll fight Debo Dev, head ass. Go ahead, bro. Oh man, that's funny.
No, for real though. But I don't know, man. This little good. Let them dunk out, because I'm telling you right now, I think that Dev got a good chance to go to undisputed. Here, the way these cats are running around.
I agree.
The way they run. I'm telling you, the way they running around, man.
But see, this is the thing though. It's like, I hope I'm wrong, but outside of, I know Ryan Garcia would happen. If Ryan Garcia beats Barrios, which I think Barrios will win. But if Ryan Garcia wins, I think that's gonna happen because that's a big money fight, for Golden Boy and Oscar De La Ponte and Golden Shower Promotions. You know what I'm saying? That's a good fight for them monetarily, but I don't, and I like PBC. That's my, I rock with PBC. I rock with all the promotions, but I always end up defending PBC because people attack them. But I will say what's accurate. I'm not sure Devin Haney would get the Barrios fight if Barrios wins, because like you said, Devin Haney's independent. With DSP promotion. I mean, he does have Turkey behind him. That's the saving grace. He's with Turkey. Turkey gonna drop that bag, but outside of that, man, I could see PBC not really being excited to have that Devin Haney and Mario Barrios matchup. And then Rolly Romero's also a PBC, you know what I'm saying? And he's a WBA champion. So I can see him getting kind of like roadblocked from Undisputed. And then to compound the issues even worse, the IBF champion, Lewis Crocker. He's with Matchroom, just like Conor Ben, who doesn't want to fight Devin, right? So Eddie Hearn has Matchroom, and so he has another title holder in Lewis Crocker. So if he doesn't want Conor Ben to fight Devin Haney, what makes me think he's gonna want Lewis Crocker to fight Devin Haney? So yeah, he could get roadblocked, bro. So yeah, it's tough, man. It's tough. But like I said, Turkey's there, and Eddie Hearn does work with Turk, and so that's a good that might be a saving grace right there for Devin Haney. He just signed a 3-fight deal with Turkey or something like that. 3-fight, I believe. Yeah, so that's a saving grace right there. But it might not be as easy. Of course, it's never easy. You know what I'm saying? It's never easy in the ring, but it might be even harder outside the ring than it will be in the ring. It might be harder for him to get the gosh dang fight than for him to fight the fight, which is crazy.
Yeah, I was thinking about something. It's a little It's a little change of the subject. Not this change of fighters though.
Yeah.
I think that if Benavidez get the fight with Zerto, for right now, I'll be going with Zerto right now.
Come on now,
crazy. Somebody told me I was losing my mind. I ain't losing my mind. I'm telling you right now. I'm just
Bro.
saying that. I'm just throwing that out there now. You know what I mean?
No, that's a good point, bro. I've said that in the video that I told people. I was like, bro, a lot of people gonna think David Benavidez. Don't get me wrong. I think David Benavidez is a good pick. I think it's a 50-50 fight. Is what I'm saying. Long story short, but Zerto, bro, you're not crazy for that, bro. Zerto fought Bivol. He lost, but I think Bivol beats Benavidez too, in my personal opinion. You know what I'm saying? But I think it's also a good fight. There's a whole bunch of good fights at the tippy top of light heavyweight and cruiserweight. You know what I'm saying? The other, under the tippy top is not really that good in either division, but at the tippy top is good. Bro, I would not be surprised if Ramirez beats Benavidez. I think that's a good fight. Benavidez has one loss, and that's Dimitri Bivol. Ain't no shame in that. The man been smoking the goddamn cruiserweight division. I think Zerto and Japatai is a great fight. I personally think that's one of the best in boxing. One of the best fights. I think Benavidez and Apatai is a good fight. I think Benavidez and Ramirez is a good fight. I don't think you're crazy at all. Let me hit this super chat real quick. Shout out to my brother George, the last Dragonborn. He says, if no one ducks, emphasis on the if no one ducks, Haney will easily unify 147. I agree.
Yes, sir. What I'm talking about. George know what he's talking about.
Oh, George be on it now. George be on it, man. He said, Al Booger says, I like Zerto, and he's improved a lot. But nah, I'm taking Benny all day. In a post-Conte world, rest in peace, Victor Conte, who's willing in as the controversial doc setting the rules, regulations, and thresholds. Who's filling in? Excuse me. Who's filling in as a controversial doc setting the rules? I don't know, man. I do think it's controversial, but and maybe I'm naive too. But I think it's kind of overrated how naive. I mean, how controversial he was from where I sit. And what I say is this: people have a problem. Bro, I'm an engineer, right? Or I'm not an active engineer. I'm a content creator, but I was an engineer. Or I still am, but I'm not an active engineer. So I'm going to say this. I know it's different tests, right? And different things, but just from the basic foundation, when I taught classes, you think if I made the test, I don't know the answers to the gosh dang test? I don't know the shortcuts to the gosh dang test. I don't know, you know what I'm saying? No matter how difficult it is, no matter, like sometimes I can make a test with one question and it be so convoluted that it's going to take the entire hour 15 of the course to solve the question. And I'm not really looking for a definitive answer. I'm looking for your thought process throughout. But you can make shortcuts as well if people if they could see it and spot the trick or whatever it is to get to the answer. Now, I know this is with testing, but if Victor Conte is a PED, or not even PED, but like a substance aficionado, then him saying that he knows how to circumvent the test or beat the test isn't really that alarming. Like, that's like trying to reverse engineer. So basically he's just saying he's reverse engineering it. That doesn't mean that he said, now it could be alarming saying that people could be on stuff and he knows how to get past. I'm not saying that, but what I'm saying is that he didn't say he was going to have his people do that. He's just saying that, hey man, I know, like, first of all, he say, I know masking agents. I know things that are undetectable. It's like, okay, I'm gonna give you another example. It's like, I designed this one project, which I tried to make it as simple as possible, but it was a working fluid, like say like gasoline is a working fluid to operate your vehicle, right? So that's gas is a working fluid. So I designed this organic ranking cycle that utilized a fluid that isn't, it could tell you which one is the best. It's a method that could tell you which fluid is the best for your system. So for your particular system, it basically optimizes the performance of your system by telling you which type of gas, if you will, the working fluid is the best. And it could even, the novelty of it, which is what I got my PhD in, the novelty of it is that even if the working fluid or the gas doesn't exist, that particular mixture, it could offer and suggest the qualities and the characteristics of a certain working fluid, so that you could manufacture it yourself and make a fake one, right? I mean, not a fake one, but make a new one. So it'll essentially be a new mixture, a new substance. So basically, I took it as him saying that, hey, you can't detect something that you don't know. So if you make a new drug, a new bad substance that they're not accustomed to looking for, then that will be undetectable. So basically he's saying that there's a flaw in the system. I didn't take it as him saying, oh yeah, we're gonna do that and make a new one and put our fighters on this new drug, because he has the snack supplements that you could go and look up the ingredients. Like, it's not like he's working in a secret laboratory in a dungeon and you don't have access to the stuff that he's making. He's selling the stuff on the market. You could look at the ingredients. So I think a lot of the stuff is that people just looking for conspiracies, looking for reasons to be suspicious. I'm not saying there's not, but I think I'm saying what I'm saying is I think it was blown out of proportion. How much that he's faking the test to the point where we are more alarmed and concerned about fighters not failing tests than we are about the fighters that actually fail the test. Like, it would be different if he was like hiding the ingredient. Now, if you want to come out and tell me, like, you feel me? Oh, like, it would be like different if they said, hey, Oster, man, they have this new batch of stuff that I can't tell you what the ingredients are. I don't know what's in it, but I just know it's making the fighters better. Then I'd be like, okay, bet, ring the alarm, full alarm blaze. But you're talking about the supplements that you know of that you could buy all over the counter, that they have the ingredients for, all these products that are sold at stores. Unless you're saying, now if you're saying you don't trust the labels, okay, but then we have a problem with the FDA. You know what I'm saying? You got a problem with stuff that we eat. Forget what they talk about in the fight game. You know what I'm saying? So like there's things that these things have to there's protocols that these things have to pass and stuff to get approved. So I feel like a lot of it is, I've always said this, man. Behind 99% of the conspiracies is the ignorant motherfucker. That's it. Just like what they say in Rush Hour. He said, behind every major crime agency or is a rich white man. That's behind every conspiracy. I'll say 98% of them. I'm gonna go down from 99. I'm gonna say 98% of every conspiracy is an idiot that is ignorant to the topic in which they're pretending to be an expert at. A lot of these conspiracies don't be conspiracies. It just be a dumb motherfucker sitting in their corner trying to act like they know something. And since they can't explain it, they go, oh, well, I can't explain it, so it can't be explained. No, you just can't explain it because you don't understand it. I don't understand everything either, but I'm not going to pretend to be an expert in something that I don't understand. It's a lot of ego. You think because you don't understand something that it's not understandable. Those are not synonymous ideas. You might not understand it, but somebody else is an expert in the field or qualified. They may. I may not understand something that Oster knows, like let's say my boy a businessman. There might be part of his business that I'm completely ignorant to. You know what I'm saying? I'm oblivious to. I don't even know. I've never done it before. I don't have my own restaurant. But just because I don't understand it don't mean it's not understand. Doesn't mean that Oster doesn't understand it. But that's the problem right there. People think because they don't understand something that and they can explain something that means it's unexplainable. No, you just a dummy. And that's okay. But be quiet and dumb. Shout out to my brother George dropping that bread, that cheese, that butter. Big biscuits, man. I appreciate that, bro. Shout out to my brother George, the last Dragonborn, with the big biscuits, man, with the $2. I appreciate it. He said, I'm an Eddie Hearn fan, but they are butthurt Eddie Hearn left. Yep. I'm an Eddie Hearn fan, but he's butthurt Eddie, that Haney left. Excuse me. I can't read today. My bad. I'm hungry. I'm an Eddie Hearn fan, but he's butthurt that Haney left. I agree. 1,000%. 1,000%. And I'm not defending Victor Conte. He was, rest in peace. He was controversial, but I'm saying that to think that to go as far as to say, oh, Terrence Crawford and Devin Haney dirty because they're on snack. I mean, what about Virgil Ortiz and Ben Rodriguez and Clarissa Shields and Caleb Plant and Demetrius Bubu-Andre and Sean Porter and Mikey Garcia and all these other plethora of fighters that are also affiliated with snack? But you see, that's how disingenuous the accusations are, because if you had a problem with snack, like you're pretending, then you would have a problem with every Robert Garcia affiliated fighter because they are on snack. He has a snack. He doesn't hide it. He has a snack hat and a snack shirt every time. He represents them very hard and very well. But you only focus on Terrence Crawford and Devin Haney because you have a vendetta against them. So it's not even like you have a genuine distrust for snack. It's just a problem when it's Devin Haney and Terrence Crawford.
Unless you don't know other boxers.
Yeah, unless you don't know any other boxers, that's a fact. Which is okay. Like I said, we don't gatekeep around here, but you just make sure. But we have full boxing discussions. You see what I'm saying? I have my favorite fighters. I'm sure just like everybody else does in sports, but I would never incriminate somebody based on the fact that they beat a fighter I like. Like, bro, I think that's dope when there's an upset. You see me, I was celebrating Armando Resendez. Caleb Plant's one of my favorite fighters. Armando Resendez went in there and did the business, man. He did his thing. He's trying to win. I'm not mad at Resendez. How could I be mad? I applaud Resendez. That is fire. What is he? A WBA interim belt holder now at 168. That's dope. Upsets keep boxing going. It keeps us intrigued. I don't want to know the outcome of every fight. When Gervonta Tank Davis, one of my favorite fighters again, he struggled against Lamar Roach. I wasn't mad at Roach for putting up a fight. That's what he's supposed to do. He fought a good fight. He arguably was on the shitty end of a bad decision. You know what I'm saying? And then Cinnamon, why would I be mad at Terrence Bud Crawford? I mean, Terrence Bud Crawford's one of my favorite fighters, but y'all know Cinnamon's my favorite fighter. I wasn't mad that Bud beat him. I applauded both of them. I think they're both all-time greats. It's just that Terrence Bud Crawford is better. Like, I don't understand. Shout out to my brother James Valdez in the building, man. Welcome to the Boxing Talk family, man. I appreciate you, bro. Big salute to James Valdez. I'm gonna read his message. He says, just hit the like button. I appreciate that, bro. He said, and subscribe, fam. It's his first time coming, man. Hopefully you enjoy. Hopefully you stay a while, James Valdez, man. We go live every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Monday at 7 p.m., Wednesday at 10:30 a.m., and Friday at 7 p.m. And, of course, we cover all the fights, and we provide live fight commentary. I don't care if it's Saturday in America, in Vegas, or it's Tuesday in Japan. And Tuesday morning, 4:30 in Japan. We cover it, man. So I appreciate you coming through. Hopefully you enjoy the channel, man. And, yeah, shout out to you, James. Appreciate you joining. Welcome to the Boxing Talk family. BTF rise up. Shout out to Clone dropping that bread, that cheese, that butter. He says, Clone says, bro, if your punk ass ain't go and watch the fight again, I know you compromised. Talking about a draw. Boy, stop. Which fight you talking about, man? Which fight am I compromised about this time, bro? Bro, you said you would celebrate Resentment's victory, so we not truthful today? No, I'm saying I was happy for him. I felt bad for my boy Play. I wasn't saying I'm celebrating like I'm happy that he beat Play. I'm saying I'm happy for him. I want to see Resendez fight again. I'm not hating. I'm not anti-Resendez. Like, you see somebody, Terrence Bud Crawford beats Errol Spence, people mad at Bud. Makes no sense. Dimitri Bivol beats Canelo, people mad at Bivol. Makes no sense, bro. Like, I want to see the best fight. I want Canelo to fight Benavidez. I don't think Benavidez, I don't think Canelo, I wouldn't say he ducked because I pay attention to boxing a little bit more than most. And I know that the mandatory was never ordered, but Canelo is the face of boxing. So can Cinnamon fight and therefore not fight who he wants? Of course. So I'm not saying that he was enthused about fighting Benavidez, but I don't think he ducked him because he was never stripped for it. The fight was never officially ordered. So you could say the WBC and President Mauricio Solomon is their fault. They dropped the ball. But anyway, with that being said, I still would have loved to see Cinnamon versus Benavidez. I'm not a Cinnamon fan that'd be like, oh yeah, he don't have to fight Benavidez. He doesn't have to, but bitch, I want him to. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think he has to, but I still want him to. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, like, those are two different, like, what are we talking about, bro? It's like, I don't know, give me somebody, it's like Usyk. Usyk doesn't have to fight Ajit Kabayel. He's so decorated. He's all-time great. Phenomenal fighter, 2 times undefeated while doing it. He doesn't have to do anything. But I would like for him to fight Ajit Kabayel. I want Terrence Bud Crawford to fight the winner of Janabek and Lara. He doesn't have to. He's 3 times undisputed. He can do whatever he wants. He can retire himself off to the sunset. But I would like for him to fight Janabek. I would like for him to fight Boots. But I just also don't think that he has to, and I don't think he's ducking any of them. Those are two different, like, people like to conflate those things. Like, I could say what I want and not make it seem like it's obligatory, like, or Inoue doesn't have to move up to 126. It would be dope if he moved up to 126. You know, if, you know, first, well, no, the best fight is Inoue and Nakatani. That's a fight I want for sure. But afterwards, if he wins, which I think Nakatani wins, but if Inoue wins and he decides to stay at 122 for the duration of his career, I'm cool. He doesn't have to go up to 126, but if he did it, that'd be dope. That's all I'm saying. My bad. Oster, you were saying something, bro?
No, yeah.
Okay. Shout out to George the Last Patriot with that bread, that cheese, that butter.
That'd be dope, but I like that. Oh.
Yeah, it's almost done. He said the snack that smiles back is crazy. The snack that smiles back.
What?
Hey, yo. That's crazy. I like that. I ain't never heard that one. I must have been living under a rock. I ain't never heard that one. Yeah, the snack that smiles back is crazy.
That's crazy, dude.
They all cheating.
I like that though.
I like that too.
Yeah. Yo, look. Like I say, they popping up now. Like I ain't like, yo, they I mean, but yo, listen. I don't know what's going to what you was just saying. Like when people say certain things, like especially in boxing, that you can definitely tell education levels, political sides. You can tell all that when you talk boxing.
Come on now.
Because they be talking crazy. For real. So when people talk like that, I just be saying, like, if somebody made a product, of course they got all the, of course they could that way that they made it. Like that's just obvious as a duck. Like I don't understand why that's so damn hard to figure out. You get what I'm saying? So
yeah.
When you say certain fighters is doing certain things, all fighters is doing something. If you ask me, everybody doing something till they get caught. Now we on an even playing field now. So let's get off the snack. I'm with y'all. Everybody doing something till they get caught. And see what they say. Now, how about that one? Now let's talk.
Right.
See, this we gonna get all the talking, all the narratives out. Everybody is on something till they get caught. So now let's talk boxing.
There you go.
Let's get off of that. Let's talk boxing now. You feel me, Sam?
There you go.
Now,
I feel
that's
you.
the only thing you can say.
That's the only thing you
if you
can
don't
say.
it, they're gonna accuse everybody that's not on nothing, and they're gonna let the people that's
On something.
Go. Yeah,
Right.
it's crazy. Man.
It's crazy. It's nuts, bro. And shout out to Oshi. You just put this in my head too as well. I want to emphasize too. Let me elaborate if I'm being misunderstood or miscommunicating. Maybe it's my fault. I'm not saying that you can't doubt Snack. If you want to doubt Snack, that's cool. But doubt everybody. Don't stop at Terrence Crawford and Devin Haney. If you doubt Snack, that means you have to doubt Ivan Redcash. He was on Snack. Rest in peace to Vanis Matarozin, who just passed away from cancer. God bless him and rest in peace. Right? Our condolences. We already gave him a 10 count and stuff like that. We did it twice. Shout out to him, man. Much respect. Vanis Matarozin was on Snack. He's a Snack endorsement. All you have to do is go to the Snack website. Clarissa Shields, the GWOAT. She's a Snack affiliated fighter. Caleb Plant's a Snack affiliated fighter. Bam Rodriguez, Mikey Garcia was a Snack. One of my favorite fighters of all time, Mikey Garcia. He was a Snack affiliated fighter. Josecito Lopez, Demetrius Boo Boo Andrade. All these are Snack affiliated fighters, bro. But you don't hear anything about Bam Rodriguez or Virgil Ortiz or Ivan Redcash or Boo Boo Andrade or Sean Porter or Josecito Lopez or you don't hear nothing about them being suspicious when it comes to Snack. You only heard about Devin Haney and Terrence Crawford. So as a logical person, I'm going to assume that you don't really care about Snack. You're being disingenuous. You really just don't like Terrence Crawford and Devin Haney. You have a personal vendetta against him. I'm not the biggest Devin Haney fan. Y'all know that. I put my money on Ryan Garcia, but then he cheated and I don't like cheaters. So I'm not going to say, oh, it's okay to cheat because I put my money on Ryan Garcia. I collected my money. I collected my money for sure, you know, but it's, yeah, I'm gonna get my money now. Because everybody call me all types of, they call me, hey, oh, they call me all types of sellouts. Oh, you picking, you going against the code and all. Bro, I watch boxing, bro. Don't get me wrong. Like, there's fighters I like more than others, but I could compartmentalize. I could say, oh, well, I was rooting for Ryan Garcia and I like Ryan Garcia at that time more than Devin Haney. But if like Deontay Wilder, I was rooting for Deontay Wilder, but I put my money on Zhale Zhang. Because I just knew that the type of, whereas Deontay Wilder wasn't going to win, but I root for him so I could separate, you know what I'm saying? But I was rooting for Ryan Garcia, not because I hated Devin Haney, though. I'm not anti-Devin Haney. I just thought because at that time in Devin Haney's career, he fought a lot of what? He fought a lot of guys that were smaller than him. Ryan Garcia is just as big, if not bigger. He fought a lot of guys that were older than him. Ryan Garcia is just as young, if not younger. He fought a lot of guys that he was stronger than. Ryan Garcia is just as strong, if not stronger. Right? He was fighting a lot of guys that were smaller, older, and I would say weaker than him. I know it's not just about power, but you know, it's just to be able to hold yourself in the ring and guys that you can't push around and stuff like that. Right? So that's why I went with Ryan Garcia. And like I said, I was right for the night, but I was wrong because he cheated. I'm not going to say, oh, well, PEDs don't matter. No. Louis Neary cheating Yamanaka, that matters. Francisco Rodriguez cheating Galal Yafai, that matters. Joseph Parker, even though he lost to Fabio Worley, him being on cocaine, he cheated Fabio Worley. It just didn't result in a victory. That matters. Amir Khan cheating Kell Brook. Just because he lost doesn't mean that it's negligible. No, it matters. That's why he got suspended for 2 years after that. He got he got suspended for so long, he said, fuck it, I'm going to just retire. These are facts. These are facts, bro. You feel me?
Leaving anyway.
Yeah.
It wasn't like I was winning leaving. It wasn't like it was helping me. I was losing.
Yeah, exactly. It's crazy. So like, just because someone cheats doesn't mean it's an automatic win. I keep telling people like, it just means that your performance was enhanced. It doesn't mean that your performance is going to result in a victory, but it means that your performance is better if you were otherwise not on the performance enhancing drugs. That's what it is, bro. It's very simple. People just complicate things. Albooga, I was breaking code, Albooga. Yeah, because I don't watch boxing.
We got to use that, Doc. We got to use that.
What's that?
That's another good one.
What's
good. That's starting to be a boxing terminology right now. You was right for the night. For real,
right.
They popping in the
They popping hot. I was right for the night, right?
Oh my
goodness,
you gotta
bro.
That one. You was right for the night.
Right for the night, bro. Yeah.
That's what I'm gonna start telling people when they win. You right for the night. Hold on, man. We gotta wait a week.
Yeah, Connor. I'm still waiting for Connor. I'm still waiting for Connor.
Yo, but listen, but you know what's crazy, Doc? You know what's crazy? They sitting there talking about snack. But I mean, so why they ain't arguing with the chickens with the eggs?
Come on now.
Why they ain't arguing with the cows with the beef? No, I'm just saying, like, there's other ways unless it's just one way to get it because there's narratives. That's just the only way.
Come on
Like
now.
there's no other way. Your man Schofield got rubbed with something. You know what I mean? There's a lot of ways to do this thing, man. But that's the narrative thing. They pick certain fighters and place them right there, and they just, you know what I mean? They just try to, do their thing.
Right.
And everybody else come through. They don't see them.
Right.
They don't see them. They the receptionists, right?
Yeah,
they only
facts.
see certain people come through the door. They only see certain people. They didn't see everybody else. They got Crawford name. They got Devin Haney name, but also everybody else came through here. They have to sign in.
Right.
So they ain't got no record of that. So we
Right.
don't talk about that. That's what I look at it like. Come on, cut it out, man. Y'all
Cut it
know what
out,
time
bro.
it is.
Stop it.
Y'all know what it is. Yeah, y'all
Come
know
on,
what
man.
it is.
What MJ say? Stop it. Get some help. I'll book and close. Hey, oh, they trying to get me in the film room, man. They said film study. You got to step in the film room. Hey, I'm down. Hey, I'll run for no smoke, bro. We can watch Devin Haney and Brian. We can watch. Hey, I'm gonna stack it up. We can watch Canelo and we can watch Cinnamon and Bud again. I thought that fight was closer than a lot of people did. We could watch Norman and Haney again. I thought that fight was closer than a lot of people did. What other fight I thought was closer than a lot of people? I got a lot of flack for. I think I said Barrios. I said Barrios beat Pacquiao. We can watch that again. We can stack it up. I'll run for no smoke. Let's watch
Laura.
Let's watch it. Oh no. Well, I mean, we can watch that, but I thought Cinnamon's my favorite. But that's how real I am, bro. I said that I think Laura won, and Cinnamon's my favorite fighter. I thought Laura won. I've always said that.
Yeah,
I've always said that. But yeah, I've always said I thought Laura won, but it was a close room. It was a close fight though. It was a close fight. So I'm not mad at it. You know what I'm saying? Those close fights. It's like Lomachenko and Haney. I thought Loma won, but I'm not mad. It was a very close fight. Could have went either way. There's 3 judges. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I scored it 7-5 for Loma, but I wasn't mad at the result because I had a couple swing. I think I had like 4 swing rounds. So there's very few robberies in boxing, bro. There's very few robberies in boxing, bro. Like I ain't gonna say very few. There's more than there's too many. But there's not a large amount. Like I think Michaela Mayer versus Natasha Jonas, there's no way in hell Natasha Jonas beat Michaela Mayer. Like that's a robbery to me. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Oh yeah, that was the last. It was in. Was it 2024 January or was it?
I'm gonna look at it today. I'm gonna look at it today though.
Yeah, there's no way in hell Natasha Jonas beat Michaela Mayer. And then Hobson Kasesa and Oshiki Foster. There's no way in hell Hobson Kasesa beat Oshiki Foster the first time. That was a robbery. And there's no way in hell Arnold Barbosa beat Sean McComb on the undercard of Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia. That was a robbery. But other fights are just close. Fights can go either way. Hey, look at Ned. He said, "Ain't no cocaine bump cheating, you nerd." I guess I was supposed to be offended because you called me a nerd. That just means I'm smarter than you. And that's why you always come to the channel and try to say some negative stuff because you know I'm smarter than you. And you try to hang on every word because you're a groupie of me. He said, "Oh, there's very few robberies?" ? Yeah, that's what I said. There's very few legitimate robberies. Just because somebody won and you weren't rooting for them doesn't mean it's a robbery. That's not the definition of a robbery.
There's more emotions than robberies.
And so, thank you. Shout out to my brother Osa. There's more emotions than robberies. There's more emotions than robberies. Like you're emotional behind hanging on every word I say. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, there's more very close fights that could go either way if we're being honest than there are legitimate robberies. Don't get me. Hey, one robbery is too much. Don't get it twisted because the rightful person should always win. You know what I'm saying? Whether you're rooting for them or not. But everything is not a robbery. Canelo and Bud's a robbery. I heard Canelo and Bud's robbery. I heard, bro, every fight that goes to the decision, I heard Israel Madrimov and Bud was a robbery. It was a unanimous decision. I heard Brian Norman and Quentin Randall was a robbery. I've heard Devin Haney and Brian Norman was a robbery. I've heard, bro, every fight that goes to decision is a robbery. I've heard people say that Sam Noakes beat Abdullah Mason. Everything's a robbery, bro.
You got emotional robberies and you got real robberies.
Yeah.
You know, people that come over and lie to you and tell you they got robbed. You got those kind of robberies. Like your man from what was that movie? What was that Power? Your man that fake like he got robbed and got threw in the trunk and all that stuff. What was wrong with him? So you got emotional ones and you got real robberies.
Come
so
on,
it
bro.
is what it is, man.
Right. I don't care if you're going for Loma or Devin. If Loma would have won, that's not a robbery. Devin won, it's not a robbery, bro. It's a close fight, bro. That's how close fights goes. That's why you have decisions. You have split decisions, majority decisions, unanimous decisions. Got a lot of decisions, man. You even got draws, split draws, majority draws, all types. You know, you got decisions, man. Clone said this Ned dude, one of your fans. Oh yeah, he one of my biggest fans, man. We appreciate him though. Because I guess I don't know. You know, some people are, maybe he's very privileged. I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt and try to spin it in a positive manner. Maybe he's very privileged, you know, so he thinks that words hurt like that. I grew up in the public school system in America. You're gonna have to do better than type in the chat to hurt my feelings. I'm gonna take it as a compliment. You in my chat, so obviously I'm doing something right. You here, aren't you?
the good question to ask him, say, yo, since everything, what was not a robbery, Mister whatever his name is? Just ask him, say, what was not a robbery? How about that one? So let's see if you could think now, because you talk
Right.
about all robberies, but what was not a robbery? Let me see how you think.
Exactly.
Yeah, you trying to keep
we
taking my
don't
brain.
want to be
Let me see what you
contaminated,
talking
man.
about.
We don't want to be contaminated by the idiocy, man. You know, we definitely don't want to know what they think. Shout out to Ned though, man. Ned in the building, man. What's good, bro? He said Mayer was a total London. Come on now, because you watch the fights, Al Booger. You see what I'm saying? Don't get me wrong. There are some robberies. I'm not saying that robberies don't exist, but there's a lot. There's less than we think. Every decision is not a robbery. He said must be one of those Bam's boy fans. He over here butthurt. I guess so. He mad about Bam Rodriguez. Oh, okay. I don't know what I said. I like Bam Rodriguez, so I don't know why he's mad at me for Bam Rodriguez. He must be one of those
like
Bam
Puma.
fanboy.
He might
Or maybe like Puma. I don't know who he likes. I don't know him. He knows who I like though. Right.
From the previous text, though, 9 out of 10, he like Puma and called it a robbery. I got to go by that.
Yeah, he knows who he like. He hangs on every word we say, Al Boogie. You know what I'm saying? That's the difference. So I always gotta take it as a compliment because you know who I am. You know what I say. I have no clue who you are. I don't know who you like. I don't know who you dislike. I don't know what your rankings are. I don't know. And I won't. It's gonna stay like that. Because I don't need to know. You're not important. You're not somebody that I have a dialogue with and whose opinion I respect. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to those that come into the chat and they contribute and we have great boxing discussions. It's not even about agreeing. We don't have to be concur about everything or anything, but it's about having good dialogue and you know what I'm saying and actually talk about the sport and not that groupie stuff. We're different over here, man. We talk real boxing, baby. Al Booger said, Bam needs more love from the public. That guy, hey, Bam is spectacular. That's a fact. Bam is a beast. Bam is a beast. But I will maintain this as well, though, Al Booger. I said this before, and I'm gonna say it again. Suboy just beat Carlos Quadras, effectively retired him, right? On the last card that we just saw in Japan at 4:30 was that Monday morning on the undercard of Takuma Inoue versus Tenshin Nasukawa, right? We saw Suboy, who was 2-0, beat the legend Carlos Quadras, right? I haven't heard anybody say, "Oh, that's a great win for Suboy." So why is that a great win for Bam Rodriguez? That's all I say, because we say that, oh, Canelo doesn't get credit for beating Miguel Cotto because Miguel Cotto was old. Sergey Kovalev was old, even though Canelo moved up. When Bud beat Errol Spence and Sean Porter, they were old and they were washed. That's what people say. But then the same person would turn around and tell me that I gotta give Bam credit for beating Carlos Quadras. Carlos Quadras had 44 fights. Bam Rodriguez was Carlos Quadras' 45th fight. 45th. Right? And then when Bam Rodriguez fought Rumbasai or Wangek, that was Rumbasai's 52nd fight. 52nd fight. And then when he fought Juan Francisco Estrada, El Gallo, the Rooster, I always say the Rooster been crowing because that was his 47th fight when he fought Bam Rodriguez. So you're telling me that when AJ beats Klitschko, which I agree, he beat an old Klitschko, Tyson Fury beat an old Klitschko, right? You want to tell me that these guys are old, but then tell me that they were spring chickens when they fought Bam Rodriguez, those other guys, and they were older and had more fights? It just doesn't make sense. To me, because I actually watch boxing and I don't just Google BoxRec, I think that he has three wins that are better than Quadras, Wangek, and Estrada. Estrada was a good win. Estrada was the most live in the fight with Bam. I'm not saying they're not good wins, but they're good wins they're better wins on paper than they were in reality. His best wins was when he fought the undefeated Sonny Edwards, who was at his prime, and he beat him. That was a great win. His other great win was against Fumaledi Kafu, the undefeated South African, for a WBO belt, who's just coming off of a win over Kosei Tanaka, right? His other great win was Puma Martinez, who was a unified champion. He just gave up the IBF belt to pursue a more lucrative rematch with Kazuta Ioka. And not to mention, Puma Martinez also beat German Ancajas, a Filipino former champion. So what Bam did to him, those were great wins. The other guys were just names. So, I mean, you don't really watch boxing, though. You just Google BoxRec, you see, oh, this guy beat this guy, and I know that guy. That guy's a big name, so it must be a great win. No, you don't really watch boxing, that's all. I'm not saying that those are bad wins, but they're not great wins at the time in which he fought them. It's not his fault either. He's young. He's only 25. It's not his fault. But they were talking about him fighting Roman Chocolatito Gonzalez. I'm not going. That's not a good win. Chocolatito is 39 years old with like 50 fights or 60 fights. That'd be elderly abuse. Not because of his physical age on God's green earth, but in boxing, and if you watch the smaller weights, when you're like, you age faster at the smaller weights because a lot of those fights are wars. You see what I'm saying? Like a lot of those fights at the smaller weights go deep rounds. Like heavyweights, you know, when you're older, it's okay because you still have the one punch power, and a lot of those fights end early. But a lot of the smaller weight divisions, they go the distance. So not only are you older, but then you have a lot of ring mileage as well. So you're old on old. So I'm sorry, Bam Rodriguez is dope. It's a recognizable name. Quadras and Wangek or Wambasai and Estrada, those are good. And Pedro Guevara was he was up there too. He wasn't a spring chicken either. That's a good win. Those are good wins. I'm not saying they're not good wins, but if you're gonna tell me when I say, oh, Canelo beat Triple G, your rebuttal is, oh, Triple G was old. Well, then you got to keep the same energy. You got to keep the same energy. That's all I'm saying. Just keep the same energy. Don't pick and choose, man. Don't pick and choose. And you give Joseph Parker credit for beating Deontay Wilder. Deontay Wilder was 39 years old with damn near 50 fights. I think he had like 48 fights. Then Deontay Wilder would be old too, right? By your own, you know what I'm saying? By your own metrics, by your own criteria. So that's all I say. So if that hurts people's feelings, then that's okay. I don't mind hurting people's feelings. You can't whoop my ass. You feel me? At the end of the day, you ain't gonna whoop my ass. So hey, if your feelings are hurt by my boxing assessments and my analysis, then that's on you. You got to deal with that yourself. And you can't whoop my ass. So if that hurt your feelings, that hurt your feelings. Shout out to George Last Dragon Boy. He said, I don't know if Parker intended to cheat or if he was going through hard times, but the fact remains that it's a bland. Bro, hey George, like you notice how I just read what he said, just we show love around here. But if you don't think cocaine is a banned substance, that's your business. You don't have to think. You should know. I'm not gonna argue with you what's in the rule book. Why do I have to? I didn't write the rule book. Why do I have to justify to you and appease your ignorance because you want to act like cocaine's not a PED because you don't consider it one? That's okay. You don't have to consider it one. That's perfectly fine. But the rule books do. That's why Tyson Fury was reprimanded for having cocaine, right? Oh, so you don't have a problem with Tyson Fury being on cocaine because you didn't know. But Joseph Parker, you're saying it's not a PED because you like Joseph Parker? Cocaine there's been plenty of fighters suspended for having cocaine in their system because it is a PED. I'm not here to argue with you about what is a PED or not because it's defined. That's not an opinion. If you think that's an opinion, then that just means you don't know much. Cocaine being a PED is as simple as 1 + 1 is 2. I'm not about to argue with you about simple arithmetic. If you don't know that, then that's on you. You got to argue with your mama. Or maybe the public school system failed you wherever you're at, or the private school system, or the homeschool system. I'm not here to convince anybody that cocaine's a PED. That's something that you could look up. I'm go argue with the athletic commissions that decide that. Go argue with the administrative bodies that decide that. Don't argue with me. That's not something I think. That's something I know. Shout out to Al Boogie, said they could easily do open scoring. Other combat sports do it. Yeah, I agree with that. But yeah, boxing needs close scoring for the shenanigans. Yeah, that part you just yep, that's a fact. They need it for the shenanigans. Preach, Doc. Shout out to you, clone. Appreciate you, bro. Yeah, they need it for the shenanigans. I'm not against open scoring. I'd actually like that. But I'm gonna be honest too, Al Booger, and this might be crazy. I see you in the back, Thomas. I'm about to get off though, bro. I see you. I'm about to get off, so I gotta get some food. It's gonna sound crazy, Al Booger. Yeah, I don't want to get down with the shenanigans, but I'm not an apologist. Yeah, I'm not. I want to say I want to say I'm an apologist for close scoring, but I'm not against open scoring, but I'm not a proponent for open scoring either. Like, call me crazy, but I kind of like the suspense. I'm not gonna lie, bro. And I know, like you said, not even just combat sports, but any sport. It's like having, like, we don't know the score in a basketball game. It's kind of stupid. I know it, I can't even justify it. I'm just saying that's how I feel. Like, I kind of like the suspense of hearing the scorecards. You know what I'm saying? And it's not fair because I don't want anybody to get robbed. But I can't say that close scoring doesn't bother me, man. It sounds contradictory because it bothers me when there's a robbery. It's like, gosh dang, how'd you get that? You know, but I don't know. I kind of like the suspense of waiting to see what they say. But I will say, if open scoring means that we could get rid of robberies, then I'm with it. But I want to say this too. I know I'm saying a lot of buts. But I have to say this too, Albuga. Just because it's open scoring, it might mitigate the robberies because now you had some accountability, right? Accountability is always good. I am a proponent for this. I think that they should go back to the times, and some networks still do it, but I think they should always announce the judges and put their faces on. I think they should put their faces if they have to do it between rounds. I don't care, but they should make the judges more accountable for their scorecards. But open scoring alone doesn't necessarily accomplish that, right? Because just because you know what I scored doesn't mean that you're going to agree with it, number one. But number two, what you're saying, and I think it's what you're saying, it would definitely, hopefully, eliminate people changing their scorecards, though, because we do know that. I ain't gonna lie, I think people change their scorecards for sure. I ain't gonna lie. So I'm with you on that. You know, I'm with you, but I kind of call me old school, or maybe it's just traditional, but I'm not really too, close scoring doesn't really bother me too much, to be honest. But there are some benefits too, because like, let's say, I don't know, me and Al Booger, I don't know, let's say, somebody's fighting, right? Like, let's say like a Terrence Crawford, Sean Porter situation, right? When they were like, oh, Terrence Crawford, you're down. He was like, oh, I'm down. And he came out with more urgency, right? It could help for that. Like, so if a fighter knows that they're down, like for example, if Brian Norman would have knew he was down, or if Devin Haney thought that the fight was closer, maybe he would have engaged more. So it might help the excitement. So there are some, I can see some positives, some pros and cons. I could also see a con where the judges get jumped. the judge might get ran down on after the fight. They might try to find out where they stay and stuff like that. But no, I definitely think they need more accountability with the judges, though, for sure, because they be wilding with their scorecards. Shout out to Al Boogie. Said, I like that. Put their names and faces out there. I think old school HBO should do it. Yep, that's a fact. I think they should do that. I think they should definitely do that. Puzo says, as long as a young prospect fighter looks good in a loss, the controversy helps sell rematches. I agree. The fighter series for young fighters and fighter series for young fighters. Yep. If it's clear cut open, fans already get rid of the fighter. That's a good point. That could be a negative, right? That could be a con. So yeah, that could be a con, man. He said, this guy says, does anybody here have boots over Bam pound for pound? Oh yeah, I see what you're saying now, Clone. Yeah, you're definitely a Bam Rodriguez groupie. Hey, have fun with that, bro. I don't even know where that's random as hell. But shout out to Boots and Bam. This man came out of nowhere and said, does anybody have Bam over Boots? I don't even know what you're talking about.
I don't know if somebody put them together.
that dude's weird, man. Some people are weird, man. You can't save them, man. Pimps up, hoes down. Bitch can't swim, they bound to drown. Let that bitch drown. Bro.
AKA Compton. You hear me?
Yes, sir.
You gotta finish it off, Doc. You gotta say peace to my nigga Drizzy.
Yes, sir.
AKA Compton, man.
Talk to him, AKA Compton. Talk to him, man. But hey, man, I'm finna go ahead and slide, bro. Give me some food. I appreciate you pulling up though, man.
Without a doubt, player. Without a doubt. Always.
Yes, sir. Oh, he tossed him? My boy tossed him. He got tossed out of there? Shout out to Al Booger.
Oh, he tossed.
Toss him right up out of there, man. Just don't toss the salad. You know what I'm talking about?
What do you mean by that?
Pause. Yeah, we gonna pause that. We gonna pause that.
I don't know where that come from, but anyway.
No, did it?
You heard me anyway.
Oh, stop, man. But yeah, man. But hey, man, I probably there are some fights this weekend, so I'll be back on Friday, good Lord willing. I might get back on tomorrow, but even if I don't, man, y'all check out the videos, man. We drop videos on the daily. We go live 3 times a week now at a minimum. So just tap it with your boy, man. Hit that like button. I appreciate it. Hit that subscribe button as well. You know what I'm saying? Hit that bell as well. Even though YouTube be hating on me with the notifications or lack thereof, still hit that bell, man. Hit subscribe to the channel. I appreciate it, man. Yeah. So shout out to y'all, man. Shout out to Oster for pulling up and contributing to the panel. Shout out to Ty for pulling up for contributing to the panel. I'm about to slide, man. Any closing statement, O?
Nah, just nah. We ducking the bots. That's what we got to stay. We ducking the bots, ducking the narratives, man.
You know
That's what we do. Stay strong.
Facts.
Stay strong. That's it.
Stay strong, man. Stay prayed up, man. We ducking them like the Matrix, you know what I'm saying? Ducking and dodging like the Matrix. All right. Oh, so, you want me put you back with Thomas? Or if you about to slide? I think Thomas is back there. You want to chop?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna go back. I'll go back with Thomas.
All right, bet. But yeah, Chet, I'm about to go ahead and call it, man. I appreciate y'all rocking for real, man. It means a lot to me, man. We are a smaller channel, but we are a big channel at heart. You feel me? So we got to manifest that, man. But yeah, shout out to all the members. Shout out to everybody contributing to the super chat, dropping graffiti on the chat walls, hitting the Cash App as well. We got the Cash App down there. Any contribution really helps to keep us going and growing and get the lights paid off. You know what I'm talking about? Because I was an engineer with my I am a PhD doctor, you know what I'm saying, really a doctor. So that's why I approach boxing with the way I do, you know what I'm saying, be meticulous about it, because I approach it with the same fervor and the same intensity and the same dedication that I do with anything else that I do. You know what I'm saying? That's what I do. So I approach it with the same type of passion as I do with engineering. So I break stuff down and I look at it, and we're not gatekeeping. If you're a casual boxer fan, that's cool. We welcome all. We welcome non-boxer fans, casual boxer fans, purists, whatever level you're at. We love to talk. I love the dialogue. Oster was out here talking. I love the dialogue, man. It's not about agreeing or being in concurrence. It's just about talking boxing. You know what I'm saying? And it is what it is, man. But shout out to those that show love. Shout out to my brother George, the last Dragonborn, dropping that bread, that cheese, that butter. Shout out to you, my brother my brother George says, no, I wasn't talking to you when I was breaking down Coke, George. I was talking to the guy. I wasn't talking about you. I was talking about the guy that said that PED, he told me that I'm a fool because cocaine's not a PED. That's what he said. So I wasn't talking to you when I was saying that. But shout out to George. So he says, no, I know coke is a PED. I know you know. I read your comment. He said, but I also know it's used for recreational purposes. And Parker's close friends with Fury, who's known for snorting the line. You know, he be chopping it up, man. You know, he be on that booger sugar, that white girl. You know what I'm talking about, that 8-ball. But look, hey, George, like I said before, Joseph Parker, back in 2019, he was a part of an international drug bust. So yeah, Tyson Fury is known for snorting some coke lines, but what we don't know is that Joseph Parker could possibly be the supplier. You know what I'm talking about? He might be the plug. You feel me? So for that booger sugar that Tyson Fury had. So yeah, he was part of an international meth drug ring investigation. Go look it up. Google it. You feel me? I talked about that before too when it was first known. So but that's the thing though, George. Coke is a recreational drug as well, but just because it's a recreational drug doesn't mean that it can't have advantageous purposes in the arena of competition. You see what I'm saying? You could take something recreationally. That doesn't mean that it doesn't help in competition. That doesn't mean that that's all it is, right? So because it's a recreational drug doesn't mean that it's not a performance enhancing drug as well. One thing could be two things at once, right? Like for example, a dog is a canine, and a canine is a mammal. So a dog is a canine and a mammal at the same time. I don't know if that was a good example, but you know what I'm saying? Just because a dog is a canine doesn't mean it's not a mammal. It can be two things at once. You feel me? Now I will say this too. We got to remember. And you might say, oh, not you in particular, but you might say, oh, somebody might say, oh, well, you know, coke is a recreational drug, so it's okay. No, it's not okay, because marijuana is a recreational drug, right? But when you're fighting in Texas, marijuana is on the banned substance list, right? Right? Oh, you don't know? Keyshawn Davis had his fight when Nahir Albright overturned to a what, Al Booger? From a victory to a no contest. Is marijuana, weed, ganja, is that a performance enhancing drug? No. But it's on the banned substance list in Texas by the Texas State Athletic Commission, right? That's why Keyshawn Davis's fight was overturned to a no contest. So my point is saying that even if it's a recreational drug and it's not a performance enhancing drug, if it's on the list, it can't be in the bitch. That's it, bro. So don't argue. You know, people got to argue with the rules, man. People got to argue with the rules, man. Don't argue with me. Go argue with the rules, baby. Keyshawn Davis was on marijuana when his victory against Nahir Albright was overturned to a no contest. Marijuana is only, from what I know, a recreational drug. It don't matter. If it's on the banned substance list in Texas and you fighting in Texas, don't be high on your own or anybody's supply. Don't be high on marijuana because you will get, it's a banned substance. But cocaine does double as a performance enhancing drug. It has some qualities like it could increase your focus. It can. I talked about this too in Joseph Parker. I talked about the advantageous qualities and characteristics of cocaine if you take it in competition. It could increase your endurance. It could decrease your sense of fear, and you'll lose your sense of inhibition, meaning that you'll be more brave and probably take risks that you wouldn't normally take if you weren't under the influence of cocaine. Like I said, it could increase your punch resistance. Have you ever tried to knock out somebody on coke? It can increase your resistance. You know what I'm saying? You know, make you feel less things. It's like what was that thing when bath salts in like South Florida? I'm in Florida, but maybe it wasn't big over there. But I don't remember exactly what it was. But it was some drug they called bath salts. When people were on bath salts, what happened? There were cases of police tasing people. They were moving unfazed. People were getting shot. They were moving unfazed, and they were on bath salts. So you know, chemically speak, our body is very complex, and a lot of these things chemically, they react. They vary from person to person, obviously too. But you know that people do research on these things, man. So we can't just be oblivious or ignorant to their research, or even just. I think it's kind of disrespectful. I think it's kind of disrespectful to assume that people don't know what they're talking about when they say that these things have performance enhancing qualities. You know what I'm saying? Just because we like or dislike somebody. Shout out to my brother Clone dropping that bread, that cheese, that butter. I'm about to slide, bro. I was supposed to been slide. He said, you still ducking fades and Undisputed. Kendrick be cheating on me. Hey, Kendrick probably, hey, you better watch it. Hey, Chloe, I wouldn't be surprised if Kendrick cheating you. He might be cheating you on Undisputed, man. You can't trust him, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, you can't trust him, man. He from New York, man. You know what I'm saying? No, I'm just joking. I'm not saying that you can't trust somebody from New York, but you can't fully trust him, man. Yes, sir. Shout out to George's last Dragon Boy, my guy, man. He said it's still funny that Nick Diaz once won a fight via submission while completely stole. Yeah, you could, yeah. Bro, you have some people that, bro, I have a partner, man, my homeboy. He can smoke weed all day and be fully functional. Some people smoke weed and they're lazy and they become dysfunctional, or they just don't want to do anything. Some people get more productive, you know. So it depends on how your body reacts, you know, the chemical reaction that your body has, man. But yeah, man, I'm about to go ahead and slide, man. Shout out to Peace. He says heavyweights on that yayo got to be expensive. I'm telling you. But yeah, man, I appreciate you, man. Shout out to y'all dropping the love of the super chat. Let's go ahead and run through it real quick before I get up out of here. Show the appreciation, man. Shout out to Al Booger for the 2 gifted memberships, man. Big salute. Thank you, sir. Shout out to Big Dog Willie for the $10. Big Dog Willie for the $5. Big Dog Willie for the $2. Big Dog Willie for the $2. Shout out to Ty for the renewal of his membership at the PhD and Boxing Talk level. Yes, that's the highest tier, man. Shout out to Ty for that, man. That's why he has his own customized emote, man. That's Bodega Ty right there. Shout out to him. Shout out to George the Last Patriot for the $2. Shout out to George the Last Dragon Ball for the $2. Shout out to Clone for the $5. Shout out to George the Last Dragon Ball for the $2. George for the $5 again. Shout out to Chloe for the $5 again, man. Y'all show me love today, man. Let's keep going and growing. Hey, tell your friends, tell your aunties, tell your boyfriends, your girlfriends, your ex-friends. Well, don't get beat up. Don't go to nobody you don't like, but tell everybody that's interested in boxing, whether they're just getting into it or they're a veteran in the game. Tell them about the channel, man. That helps to keep us going and growing. And yeah, consider becoming a member starting at $3 a month, man. That really helps us keep going and growing. And in addition to that, check out the newsletter, the free boxing newsletter written by yours truly, where we really dive into real boxing talk. Check it out, man. The latest episode just dropped today. The latest issue just dropped today. Issue number 3. One time a week on Wednesday at 12 p.m. we drop a newsletter written by yours truly, man. So we really dive deep into boxing talk, and it's a free boxing newsletter. Get it while it's hot, because it might not always be free. We keep going and growing, baby. Hey, you know, I put a lot of time into it, so I appreciate that, man. Appreciate y'all rocking as well. And check me out on other social media platforms.
For your listening pleasure, we are now on Spotify under Dr. Boxing Talk. The same thing on TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, Spotify, everything. Dr. Boxing Talk, man. Come rock with us. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, sir. But we are out of here, man. Y'all be easy. Take care of yourselves. Don't forget to smack that like button. But most importantly, remember, with God, we can do anything. Without God, we are nothing. Until next time, don't forget to tell somebody you love them. The doctor's out. Peace.
From the hood to college, both worlds they had to meet. 6 degrees between us, so cold, we're about to freeze. But we're Florida boys, hot takes, we bring the heat. We're moving the culture, the engineers to the streets.